Hey guys, so we are back again with another reading. This one is going to be a little bit heavier. It's going to be, why is this happening to you? So this is an ideal reading for anyone who's going through any kind of hardship or difficulty. It doesn't have to be kind of an end of this world, like horrible situation, but it certainly can be. Whatever level of hardship you're going through, we're going to go in and unravel why it's happening to you. Like, what is the universe doing in your life, and just figuring out like what's going on. So this is a great reading for anyone going through a hard time of any kind, any level. We will be dealing with all of them, whatever spirit has to say. So any situation in your life that is stressful or negative, you can tune into this reading regarding that. So with that being said, today we are doing macaroons, starting from orange being number 1. I am on vacation, so I don't have my usual reading desk, but this I tried to make it a little bit pretty for you guys, so hopefully you like it. So today we are doing the macaroons. Again, this one is going to be number 1. So this one's orange, maybe it's like orange creamsicle flavored. Number 2, this to me looks like caramel, which they have a lot of in France. They love like the burnt caramel flavor. Number 3 is like a bright pink one. I don't even know what flavor this would be. I don't think this is a flavor in nature, to be honest, but maybe it could be like raspberry or something. And finally, the blue one, I again don't really know what that would be. Maybe blue raspberry or blueberry. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. It's really blue. But let me give you guys time to meditate on them and tune into the energy. I'll be quiet now and let you guys do that. Okay, so hopefully you guys had time to tune into the energy. So let's jump into pile number 1. Hey pile 1, so if you guys picked this orange creamsicle flavored macaroon, this is going to be your reading. It looks really good, really tasty. So let's get into it. I decided to shuffle live with your cards. I was just feeling that today because it's kind of a heavier subject. So anyway, let's get into what Spirit has to say for you guys. And I am doing it on a new tablescape. I hope you guys like it. I'm on vacation, so I don't have my usual setting, but hopefully this, okay, wow. Okay, love that for us. Love it when it flies out. Okay, Spirit, why is this happening to pile 1? Why is this happening to pile 1? So we got the Page of Pentacles. We got the 10 of Wands reversed, we got the Knight of Swords reversed, and we got the King of Pentacles. Can you tell us, expand, why is this happening to pile 1? Okay, that's kind of what I was already thinking. So we got the 4 of Swords. So I feel like maybe you guys have been working hard on something, and it's almost like you guys are working too much. Like you guys are on the path towards abundance and stuff, but if you're feeling overworked or overstressed, it's because you are, and Spirit is saying that you may need to take a break. Like when we go a million miles an hour, we don't have the time to really take stock of things, and that's when we can make mistakes. You know, if you think about like when you're driving down the highway, say something darts out into the road. If you're going 100 miles an hour, you're not going to have time to swerve, right? If you're going 30 miles an hour, you're going to have plenty of time to jam on the brakes, stop, and dodge the little, you know, squirrel that jumped out into the road. And so I feel like sometimes for you guys, maybe you guys have just been working super hard. Maybe you guys just kind of need to take a break. And I know sometimes it's frustrating to hear that message from Spirit. I'm a Cap Mars conjunct Saturn, and I hate when Spirit is like, slow down. I'm like, no, I need to go. I need to keep going. I really hate having to take breaks when I'm dedicated to something, like it irritates me so much. But what I've learned is if I don't take a break, Spirit will force me to take a break, you know, so they will create situations where it's like I am forced to not do the work I wanted to do. Like if I wanted to film a video, they will mess up my video equipment or make me lose some crucial part, like, you know, like my camera, whatever it's called, like camera holder thing. I don't know. I can't remember the name, but like something where I absolutely need it to film, you know, and they do stuff like that whenever I'm not listening to the message to slow down. So I feel like maybe that's the case for you guys going on here. Yeah, let me see what else Spirit has to say. Why is this happening to pile 1? What is going on for pile 1? So we got the Queen of Swords. We got the 7 of Swords. Why is this happening for pile 1? Yep, there's all this energy. Like you guys are working your bums off. You guys are working really, really hard on something. And it's almost like you guys are in this energy of constantly having to fight. I also feel like there might be shady people around you, people that might be sabotaging you. Or like negative people, and those people might be stressing you out. Maybe that's why you guys are working so hard. Like maybe you are in a living situation that you hate, and you know, you're like, okay, I have to earn this amount of money so I can move out or whatever because of like these shady people. But I feel like you might need to just slow down and like take it at the speed that Spirit wants you to go at. You know what I mean? Sometimes even though we want to go 100 miles an hour, it's better to go 30 miles an hour. It's better to do things slowly. Divine timing is a thing. And when things need to be lined up, ready for you, they will be ready for you. And when we try to rush that, a lot of times that's when the disaster happens, because Spirit wants to make it absolutely right, absolutely perfect. I feel like you guys have so much energy. You guys are really going for it, and I really love that. I really respect that. Like you guys are hard workers. This is not the pile that I need to tell like, hey, you guys need to step it up and you need to wake up early and you need to get going. You guys are going after something really hard, and it's really beautiful to see that. You know, you guys have something in mind, and it's like you guys are not faltering on it. We also got Queen of Fire, which is Wands. Brilliant, talented, independent, controlling. There is nothing you can't do. Believe in yourself. Never underestimate your ability to make your dreams come true. The need for balance between career and personal life. So I just got a message from Spirit, and they're telling me you guys are going to succeed. And you need to calm down, like the Taylor Swift song. Again, with how she keeps coming up in my readings, so bizarre. But you guys need to like relax a little, because you guys are going to succeed no matter what. You guys are like powerhouses. I mean, the energy I'm getting from this is like you guys are like a bull, you know, ramming through a door or something. Like there is no stopping you. There is no getting in your way. I feel like right now a lot of you guys aren't in the place of power. Like maybe you guys are, like I said, in that situation with a roommate where you're like stuck or something. Or maybe you have a job that you really don't like, and maybe you're feeling right now like powerless. Like you're like, me powerful? Huh? Like, no, that's not the case. But you guys are powerful. Your energy is powerful. Whether that has manifested yet in your life as like the reality of you having the title or the official designation of like CEO or, you know, being in charge of something, it doesn't really matter, because your energy is so strong. Your energy is already like CEO, MVP, like, you know, very powerful person. So even though you guys may not be there yet, it's inevitable is what I'm hearing. The way you guys work, you guys are like powerhouses. And I feel like you guys are almost like I feel like there's a fear that I'm picking up on where you guys feel like you need to get it done right now. And it needs to happen now, and there's like a panic. There's like, I'm seeing someone like pointing to a clock, like being like, and like panicked. It's almost like stressing me out to see, like someone who is just like scared almost. Like there's something that you guys are worried about timeline wise. And what I'm hearing from Spirit is for some of you, that's a legitimate concern. Like the timeline may be real. I don't know what this is. I'm just channeling. So maybe for some of you, it's like, again, with this apartment scenario I keep getting, maybe you have to be out of your apartment at a certain date and you don't have a new place to live. Or maybe there's a certain job that starts that you're trying to apply for. Or maybe you have to get a bill paid by a certain point. I don't know. But what I'm getting is for some of you, there is a timeline that you have to stick to. And while that is a legitimate concern, I'm hearing that you guys are protected and Spirit will help you. So you don't need to be breaking your back. And it's almost like the more you guys rush, the more stress you're going to bring in. Have you ever had that experience where it's like you're looking for your keys or something and you're running around in a panic and you're like, I have to meet my friend in 5 minutes. Oh my God, I can't find him. And you're just so stressed and you're running around. And maybe like I'm thinking of this happened to me a while ago with a friend who was coming in from out of town that I never see. And also, I don't know, like this person, I'm very like ADHD and I was like, they're used to seeing me like that. And I was trying to be all mature and show up on time and be like, oh, hey. And I was like, I was like, no, I don't want to have to call this person and explain that I lost my car keys, because they would just be so like, okay, typical, kind of like rolling their eyes, because I always would forget my wallet, my car keys, just everything, just being ADHD, that's how it goes. And so I was just panicked, like turning my apartment over like never before, like dumping things out and just going through everything, and could not find my car keys. And finally I was like, I need to call them because it's been like 10 minutes, 15 minutes late. They're at the restaurant. I'm not going to be there anytime soon. I have to let them know. So I finally called them and I was like, I lost my car keys. I have no way. I guess I could Uber to you. So, just hold on and wait for me to order an Uber. But I kind of didn't want to leave my house unlocked, but I was like, I'll order an Uber, but it's going to take a minute. And she was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go home or whatever. So in that moment, I remember I just kind of relaxed and she was like, well, let me know in 10 minutes. I'm going to try to get a ride and let's meet up another time, because there were so many logistics that are boring. But anyway, so I was like, okay. And we got off the phone and I was sitting there like, oh, what a disaster. And then I kind of started cleaning up the mess that I had made. And literally like 1 minute later, me being so relaxed, I found my car keys that have fallen in like a case of bottled water. And I only like bring up this example because I'm seeing someone rushing around. It's almost like they're missing the details. You know what I mean? Like your keys might be right in front of you, and the more stressed you are and the more you're panicking and you're paying attention to the clock and you're thinking of worst case scenarios, the less you're going to be able to actually relax and make things happen. And I feel like if you guys could just breathe, you would find those car keys right away. You would find them in like a minute. And I ended up calling her and being like, I found my car keys, and we ended up having a great lunch, So it's funny because sometimes we get so in our heads about this one thing and we end up making it what could have been a tiny issue. I could have just called an Uber earlier, but I was in such a panic, like I need to have my car, I need to do this, I need to do that. And, it really wasn't such a big deal. So I just feel like you guys, you might be surprised by how much easier things go and how much better things go if you just kind of relax and accept that this timeline might not be perfect, but Spirit is protecting you with the timeline. Can we get another message for pile 1? So we got the 10 of Cups. Happy marriage, happily ever after, emotional contentment, a loving relationship with your children, raising children wisely and successfully, people you can trust. We got the King of Wands, motivational, inspiring, theatrical, ambitious, take a leadership role, step into the spotlight. And then the World, which is about success. And so it's like, for you guys have so much beautiful stuff coming towards you with the 10 of Cups, the King of Wands, the World. This is like assured success is what I'm getting. But I feel like you guys, you're panicking, you're getting in your head. And we just did get the 4 of Cups. So I feel like there is this kind of energy of you guys just being very much in your head, very much like stressing out about something, that what I'm hearing is it's inevitable. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And I feel like for some of you, it actually might be, just being honest, like a tower moment that might temporarily happen. Like I feel like there might be something that does need to fall apart. Sometimes when we're like clinging so hard to something and trying so hard for something, that's because we know deep down that that isn't a firm foundation in our life. I know for me, like that friendship I was talking about where I was so stressed about her opinion of me. Like I was so worried that she would think I was so irresponsible. That's why I needed my car, because she had been like, can you give me a ride? And I didn't want to be like, I lost my car keys and no, I can't give you a ride. So, and I look back now and I really think that friendship was built on kind of a non-firm foundation, because I was very stressed about her opinion of me. It wasn't one of those unconditional loving friendships where you're just like, oh my God, girl, you're not gonna believe what happened, and you laugh it off. This person was a little judgmental. And so my point is that sometimes when we're stressed about something, it's because that thing in our life, we know it's not exactly how it should be. We know it's not that firm foundation that we're looking for, and we're desperately trying to kind of keep it going, keep it alive. And sometimes the best thing you can do is just let the cards fall where they may. And what I'm hearing is for you guys, even if this is a temporary period of difficulty, because we did also get the Two of Swords, you guys are going to be okay. Again, I keep hearing success is inevitable. You guys are going to end up in the Ten of Cups, and we just got the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, we got the Ten of Pentacles, and we got it, I think we got it over here, or we didn't, but we got the King of Pentacles, we got the Ace of Pentacles. You guys are going to have a lot of success in your life, and it's totally inevitable. It's going to happen. There's financial success and general life success, like overall success. I feel like you guys have been bogged down in a very negative energy, and it's almost like you guys have had to fight to get out of it. Maybe that's why you guys are fighting so hard. It's because it's almost like you know that you're going to be the only one who's going to get you out of it. And that's a good thing. It's good that you guys are so committed to this, that you guys are willing to fight hard. But it's almost like give it up to spirit a little bit and be okay with maybe it doesn't look exactly like how you thought. As long as you guys are committed to this vision, you guys are going to be okay. Let me pull some more cards if I can get them. Spirit, why is pile one going through this? Why is pile one going through this? Rest and rejuvenate. So that's the second card we got about needing to rest and rejuvenate. We got heart chakra. I feel like a lot of you guys just really need sleep. Like I feel like you guys just need to like take a nap and relax and just kind of like take it easy a little bit, because you guys have been going like I keep saying 100 miles an hour. We also got power and spiritual strength and universe. So spirit is just saying that you guys are so strong. They're just giving you kudos. I feel like you guys have been through a lot. I feel like some of these toxic people in your life have put you through a whole hell of a lot. And we just got authority. So I feel like some of these people have been very oppressive to you. Maybe it's family or friends or a boss or something, but there have been people in your life that I feel like have really tried to dim your light and kind of boss you around, kind of tell you what to do or just run the show. It's almost like you weren't allowed to be yourself because these people wanted to call the shots. What I'm hearing is this cycle is coming to an end. You guys have learned a lot of the really difficult lessons that you came here to learn in this cycle, and it's time for you to move on to the next now, and spirit is going to be instrumental in making that happen. So you guys, in a way, I'm not saying, because it is important for you guys to keep it moving and keep fighting and keep going, so I'm not saying lay back and just kick up your feet and have like a strawberry daiquiri on the beach, but you can relax a little bit because spirit is taking care of this. I think very important for you guys is just getting sleep and looking after your physical health, because what I'm hearing is this has been a period of great stress for you guys, and you guys are almost at the end of it, but those periods of sleeplessness or not getting a full night's rest or high stress, they can take a toll on our health. And I would just like to make sure that you guys really are watching after yourselves and making sure that you take care of your body, because we can look after ourselves spiritually and do all this stuff, but if we're totally run ragged and we have gotten like 4 hours of sleep every night for a week, and our stress levels are on level 10, and we're running around like crazy, hopped up on coffee or whatever, it's just not going to be good for you. No matter how good of a manifestor you are, there are certain physical realities we have to tend to. So just make sure you guys are getting as much sleep as possible. I know for some, especially those in really difficult living situations, that can impact sleep. You might have like loud, inconsiderate roommates or something like that, or if you have a really difficult boss that keeps you up all hours. Obviously, sometimes there's realities you can't control, but as much as possible, make sure you guys are getting your rest. That's really important for you guys right now. I feel like you guys are so strong that sometimes you don't even feel what's going on in your body. Like, you guys are so committed to this mission. You guys are going so hard that it's almost like you wouldn't even notice if you were run down and exhausted. If you did notice, you'd just be like, okay, well, let me have another cup of coffee, or let me have, some matcha, or let me have some raw cacao or something to give me energy, whatever you guys take to give you energy. It's almost like you guys are just not paying attention to your body at all. You guys are very removed from that, and you're so focused on this goal. And again, the focus on the goal is a beautiful thing, and I have so much respect for you guys for working towards that. But I do think that, again, success is inevitable. So you might as well take care of your body, make sure you're feeling good, because it's almost like you guys have already done the work, is what I'm hearing. You guys have done the work, and you don't need to keep fighting as hard as you have been. You guys have already made it. It's almost like you're just waiting for your payoff. You know how it's like at the end of senior year or at the end of the school year or something, when you've taken all your exams and you've studied really hard, but you haven't gotten the test results back and you haven't figured out your scores, but everyone kind of relaxes and has fun. That's kind of the stage you guys are in. But it's almost like you guys don't realize that, and you still think you're studying for your exams and that you have to pull these all-nighters and be working so hard 24/7, when the reality is the exam is over. You guys passed the test, and you guys are headed on that trajectory towards success, towards abundance. I mean, abundance is indicated here so many times, financial abundance specifically. So yeah, you guys don't need to be putting the pedal to the metal and going as fast as you guys are going. You guys have an innate amount of energy that's really beautiful, and I feel like you guys are able to tap into that. But at the same time, I think, protecting your body should be a priority, because like I said, success is inevitable. You guys passed the test, and it's almost like, back to that metaphor about the end of the school year, the test results are in. You guys already turned in your essays, you already took the test, you guys have filed it away, the teacher has it, they're grading it now, and there's really no more you can do. So again, it's kind of like after the test has ended, if you were to stay up all night studying and pulling an all-nighter and writing essays, and you tried to turn it into your teacher, and your teacher would be like, I don't want this, I'm done grading. I'm good for you for pulling an all-nighter, I guess, but the grades are done, And so there's really nothing to be gained from you guys running yourself ragged and missing out on sleep and stuff. So a bunch of cards fell. We got Journey, we got Door to Romance, let me see, and then we got the Garden and the Gate, and we got Broken Heart. So I feel like some of you guys may have gone through a difficult breakup, or it's just been a really difficult emotionally time. It might have been a period of extreme testing emotionally for you guys. I feel like it's just been almost hit after hit after hit. But what I'm hearing is you guys have had your endurance being tested a lot. And you guys passed. Like, this was like an upper level test from the universe. Like, not everyone would even be gifted. And I don't mean to say gifted because obviously I don't know what's happening in your situation. It may have been truly horrifying and very traumatic. So I'm not trying to make light of it at all. But what I'm hearing is a lot of times people wouldn't be even admitted to this level of testing. You guys have been put through these tests because you guys are like on the higher plane of a spiritual evolution is how to explain it, I guess. It's almost like you guys have mastered the younger stuff. Like you guys are like spiritually wise. You guys are like in like 12th grade. You know what I mean? Other people are in like 1st grade. And so their tests are kind of going to be easier. It's going to be like, oh, this person broke up with me and I'm really upset about it. And, you know, maybe nothing too traumatic, nothing too difficult. And it's one stressful incident. And then it's over and that's kind of it. You know what I mean? You guys, it's been like over and over and over and over and over. And what I'm hearing is a lot of that is because you guys are very evolved. You guys are on a higher spiritual mission, I guess. It's like you guys may have had many incarnations on this planet and you've already mastered some of the easier lessons. Like you guys have already figured out some of the, you know, stuff that other people have to go through. And so you guys needed to be faced with this intense level of difficulty because that's what happens, you know, when you level up. Like the difficulty level gets harder. You know, if you play a video game, it doesn't happen where like you beat the level and then you go on to an easier level. It always gets harder and harder. And you guys are kind of playing on like advanced. I'm seeing someone playing, if you guys remember Guitar Hero, I used to love Guitar Hero. And like I'm seeing someone playing it on like the extreme fast, which I could never even play like one song on extreme fast. And I played it a lot. And I remember one time at a party, some girl was playing it on super extreme fast. And everyone was like standing around in shock because we couldn't believe how good she was. And I feel like that's kind of like what you guys are. Like I'm seeing that girl and thinking of you guys. Like I feel like everyone else is kind of dealing with level 1 stuff and you guys are on the extreme difficulty level. And so I know it's difficult, but I actually think you guys are going to come into a breakthrough really soon and things are going to get a lot easier for you. I feel like you guys just need to kind of stay the course, keep going, and you guys will get there is what Spirit is telling me. Rock bottom. So I know it's been really difficult. I can feel the stress. I can feel how hard it's been, but know that it's going to transform soon. And you guys did pass. So it's kind of like, congratulations. Let's have a little graduation party or something, you know? I mean, I know it stinks when you're still in it and you haven't seen the payoff yet, but know that you guys passed so you can almost move into a celebratory energy. Again, you don't need to be staying up all night like you did. It was very important for you guys to work hard earlier because you guys were being tested. But what I'm hearing is the testing is over, you guys pass, and you're going to be seeing the payoff soon. Again, you guys are in that stage where, oh, sorry, that was like, I don't know, something just beeped. I don't know because I'm on vacation, so I don't know what all these things are. But anyway, I don't know if you guys can hear that in my microphone. Anyway, but you guys are in that week when you've taken all your exams, you've turned them in, and you still don't know if you passed, if you failed, how you did. And, you know, that week, you don't need to be doing any more work. You guys are, that's the week though, when you're still like, you stop working, but you haven't seen the payoff. You haven't gotten the return. You haven't heard for sure what your grade was, how well you did. So there's this kind of limbo that you feel like, even though your scores are set, and you already did all the work, you just don't know for sure. You haven't heard back the response on how well you did. And so there's this uncertainty. And that's the stage you guys are in. You guys are going to find out news soon that will assure you, and that will be kind of your sign of like, okay, we're moving forward in a positive direction. And I do feel like all this strife and stuff that you guys are going through is going to end. And as you can see, I love live shuffling because you can't make it up. I guess maybe if I was like Houdini, I could, but we just got peaks of joy. So that is coming through to you next. That came out just as I was saying things are about to change for you guys. Things really are going to end because again, I feel like the test you guys were in what I'm hearing from Spirit is this was one of the major tests of your whole life. Like, I'm not saying you'll never go through another hard time, because I honestly think for some of you, you will. But this was like an extreme example. Honestly, I feel like for many of you, this is going to be the hardest time you went through. And things are just going to get a lot better and a lot easier. I feel like you're going to look back at this period and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I dealt with all that. I can't believe I handled myself so well. Like, this is going to be something you look back on in the future and just are in awe of yourself. And you should feel that way because you guys have dealt with so much. Are there any more messages for pile 1 about what they're going through? Unexpected visitors. Moonlight. Why is pile 1 going through this? Ride the wave. So I feel like Spirit just wants you to kind of deal with it, go through it. I know it's really difficult, but you guys are so strong and you guys are coming out of this and you guys are going to be okay. I feel like you guys have been really toughened up by this period, and in a way, like nothing else will ever be able to affect you as much because this was so hard. You guys are so strong now. It's kind of like someone who completed a marathon or who lifted like a lot of weights and now they're super strong. Like, you guys have also gained a lot of strength from this experience. I know it's hard sometimes when you're going through something so difficult to even find like the blessings in it, but I do feel like you guys have gotten a lot stronger. And I'm also hearing with Compass that that you guys are on a certain directed path. Spirit is very much watching this, and you guys have ancestors and people on your spiritual team very close to you. I'm seeing them like right behind you. Obviously, we all have people on our team that are with us, but there's always levels to that, you know? And I feel like with you guys, your team is like so close. They know what you're doing is upper level spiritual work, and they're very proud and they're very hands-on with you. It may seem like you don't really feel them, but they are right there, trust me. So I feel like you guys just need to know that all of this was kind of divinely appointed and allowed to happen. Oh, this card, I missed it, but we got flying. I feel like that's what's going to be happening with you guys soon. You guys are really going to be in such a beautiful period of abundance. And as I was just about to say, I almost wish I'd had time to launch into it. But I feel like you guys are healing some kind of generational trauma, many of you, and we got healing chaos. There might be difficult family dynamics you grew up with, or some kind of generational issue. It might have been generational karma that got passed down to you or something, but this is what I keep getting is like deep spiritual work. Like, you guys have been transforming stuff on an extremely deep, extremely powerful level. And so now that you guys have done that work and it's over, you guys are going to be rewarded by the universe, because this was not an easy job. Like, it's almost like I'm seeing, you know, you'll hear a story where it's like they asked, like someone was supposed to like paint a house or something, and they tried to hire someone to do it, and then that person like looked at the house and was like, oh no, I can't paint those angles, or I can't get up on that roof, the roof is like too difficult or something, or I can't paint with, like, this is an old house and I can't, you know, deal with those types of shingles, we don't work with those or something. And then they try to hire someone else and the same thing, like a different reason, but they're like, no, we can't go up to that height, we don't want the liability or something. And they keep hiring and they keep trying to like find someone to do it, and then someone else is like, okay, I have a friend, maybe he'll do it. Then the person comes over and says he can't do it, so then they're like, we'll do it ourselves. And then they're like, no, we can't do this, and they start trying it and they ruin it. And it's like, you guys were that person that finally came along and were like, okay, I'll do it, I got it, I'll take care of it. And so it's almost like I'm hearing that your spiritual team, or maybe your ancestors, they have been waiting for someone to come along to do this spiritual work. And that might have been why you guys incarnated in your family or at this time, is you guys, like, I don't know what it is. You guys have done something very powerful, or you're going to do something powerful. I feel like you guys are appointed, like, I feel like I'm talking to, like, this is like the varsity league of like, I love all my viewers, obviously, all of them. But I feel like you guys are like, you know, I saw a picture online the other day, which was like one football team or one soccer team playing another soccer team. And like the one soccer team was like so much shorter and smaller. And then you saw like this other soccer team that was like way taller, way bigger, huge muscles. And you kind of knew which ones were going probably to play professionally and which ones were going to win and which ones were going to go to the championships, you know? I feel like you guys are like that big varsity team that's like super strong, super powerful. You guys have been training, you guys have been through it, and you guys are kind of like, you know, the big leagues. You guys are like that super strong team that they bring in when no one else will do it, or like the Marines or something, when everyone else is like armed forces. You guys are like the absolute strongest, like, I don't know, Black Ops or whatever they are, whatever the most elite team is, like Navy SEALs or whatever. That's what you guys are. And so it's almost like you guys have this very strong spiritual mission. And I also hear that that's one of the reasons why you guys are going to be rewarded super strongly, is because they've been looking for someone to do this spiritual mission that you guys either have done or are going to do. Because I feel like it's split, where some of you guys have already completed part of your spiritual mission, and others of you, it's like whatever this experience that was kind of holding you back, these people that were dishonest or whatever was going on, the super stressful situation that you're moving out of, those people were kind of holding you back, taking up your energy or whatever. And now that that's been cleared out of your life, you're going to be able to really lean into this very powerful mission you guys have. And so because you're doing this heavy duty, heavy lifting spiritual work, you're going to be rewarded very handsomely. You guys are going to be literally financially rewarded. Again, I keep getting all these like metaphors of like these really tough guys, and which doesn't surprise me because we got so much fire wand energy. But I'm seeing like, you know, if there's like, you know how bounty hunters, you'll hire a bounty hunter to like hunt down a criminal or something. And it's almost like, I'm like, no one else could do the job. Like there was someone who was like most wanted and everyone was looking for them and no one could find them. And you guys were like the old grizzled, like been there, done that, seen it all, super muscular bounty hunter that came in and it's like smoking a cigarette, like, I got this. And you guys went and tracked them down, and you know, you guys are like the tough guys of the spiritual system. And you guys were willing to take on that super difficult mission. And so just like at the end of the bounty hunter, they get that reward. And the harder it is to find like a criminal, you know, the more they will up the reward from like 10,000 to 20 to 50 to 100,000. So by the time you guys come along, the reward is like $1 million, and you guys are going to be handsomely rewarded financially and in your life. So as difficult as this period is, and I truly can feel the exhaustion, because I feel like this has not just been one difficulty in your life or two. This has been like the school of hard knocks. But again, I think you're being prepared for a very intense spiritual mission, and it's almost like you guys needed to be tested, because again, you guys are playing on a very elite level is what I keep getting. All these metaphors like varsity or Navy SEALs or 12th grade. It's like you guys are upper level, you know what I mean? And when you get to the upper level, you have to pass through all these tests. Like if you want to get into Harvard, you have to take all the tests, you have to pass them, you have to go through all the other grades and do well in them. So before they let you kind of take on this really intense spiritual work, they kind of had to make sure that you knew what you were getting into, I guess. It's like you guys just had to pass those tests, you had to do the work, and it had to be this difficult. And the reward is going to be just as great. I do think there is a new portal or gateway opening up in your life. You guys have new beginnings and adventures coming in. And I feel like soon you guys are always going to carry kind of this serious energy with you from everything you guys have been through. Like probably you're never going to be the type to laugh at like a slapstick, complete, like, you know, that's probably, I mean, you guys might be the type that like don't really even like watching comedies. Some of you might, but I feel like some of you, I'm the same way. Like I don't love watching comedies. Like I'll watch them, but I'm kind of like, like I get kind of bored because I think I have so much Capricorn. And I feel like that's the case with you guys. Like you guys have been through so much that you might not be the type that like cracks up laughing when you see someone get pied in the face. Like you're like, okay, like you kind of have been through it. So just like that grizzled old bounty hunter probably isn't gonna break into giggles, you know, when they see someone, you know, slip on a banana peel. That's probably something you guys are always going to have, is like this seriousness about you because you guys have been through it. But I feel like you guys are just going to be able to relax a little bit, and you guys are going to be able to kind of breathe. Like you guys are going to come into this period where you're not so tense, you're not on constant stress. I feel like for many of you that almost seems like a pipe dream or like an impossibility. Like how could I ever not be stressed out? This is all I've known. My life has always been so difficult. But you are going to move into that. This is going to get a lot easier for you. So just know that, and don't be so worried about always going to be shaped by this or always going to be super serious because of that. And let me get some final cards for you guys. Can we get cards for why pile 1 went through this? Why pile 1 had to go through this? Oh, okay. So we got, July, which is now. So I do feel like I was saying, I think things are going to shift very soon for you. In fact, I actually think things already started shifting. Like I told you, I feel that your period of testing is actually over and you guys passed. Congratulations. Maybe and I'm not even joking about this. I actually do this for me whenever I pass major milestones, no matter how small they are or how other people might not notice or be like, okay, you're celebrating, ending a relationship, like what? But for me, whenever I know some spiritually significant event happened for me, sometimes I'll celebrate and I'll get myself like a little, I am gluten-free, so a gluten-free cake, or like have a glass of wine and, have some little treat that I wouldn't necessarily usually eat, like a pizza or something. And I will have a little party. Maybe that sounds super sad, but I'll have a little party with myself just to be like, good job, girl, keep going. And so I feel like maybe that could be something useful for you guys, because I feel like, again, you guys just need to, you guys are so tough and you've been through it so much, but again, it's time to like relax a little. It's time to let go of the reins and trust that spirit is guiding this, and the timeline is going to work out because you guys have done everything exactly right. You couldn't have done it any better. It's like you guys aced it. And I know you haven't seen the results come in yet, but you can celebrate it already because you are going to get that perfect passing score. And we got good news. So that's coming soon. Money path. I keep telling you guys, we got the money coming in strong. A path with money is waiting for you to find it and share empty. Someone is leaving your life. So again, I feel like that's those toxic people. I feel like there were people that lied to you or were toxic in some way. And I also feel this empty chair is like new people, new situations coming into your life. I feel like your life is really shifting. I think that's why you guys had to go through so much. It's almost like your life, I bet if you guys looked back a year, 2 years ago, you guys have a completely different outlook or completely different situations. So you guys it's like, I'm seeing someone literally like shifting a wheel, like a huge ship's wheel or something. If you have a ship and you have to make a 180, it's going to take a lot of effort on that wheel. If you just have to turn it like 1 degree, you can just, and you're done. When you have to shift all the way around, it's like, oh my God. And it's going to take a lot of muscle. It's going to take a lot of effort and energy, especially if that's a big ship and a big change you're making. So again, I feel like there's an exhaustion, but it's like you guys did it and you've completed it, and you don't need to be going as hard as you were going. I know you needed to in the past, and it's good that you did, but it's okay to relax now. It's done. It's checked off, and you guys are ready now for the reward, and it will come in soon. And that's what Spirit is saying. So I feel like you guys aren't even going to believe me when I say that, because you guys have been through so much and you've had to fight so hard. But again, look back at your life 2, 1, 3, whatever the timeline is, however many years ago. I feel like you guys are going to have a completely different mindset. Obviously, everyone changes, like everyone goes through minor changes in life, but I feel like you guys have done 1000% difference. Like, you guys are shifting such powerful dynamics. And again, this is why you're being rewarded. This was a major shift, and Spirit is recognizing that and just acknowledging how much effort you guys put in and the strength of what you guys did and what you pulled off. So just, get ready for this reward, because it is barreling towards you. It is going to come in very soon. And just know that you're there. You're almost there. You're going to get the reward. You already did whatever you needed to do, and it's reward time. So have that little mini party for yourself. Have some ice cream, or, some wine and chocolate, whatever you guys like to enjoy when you've really done something. I feel like it's time for you guys to treat yourself and move into this energy of happiness and abundance, because that is going to be the next major energy in your life. So I really hope that helped. I hope that resonated, you guys. Please let me know if it did. I would love to hear your stories. I'm very interested in this pile. Sending you guys so much love and light. Please make sure you're subscribed and you have notifications on, so you get notified every time I post, which is every few days. But I will see you guys in the next video. Please let me know how much this resonated for you, and I will see you guys next time. Sending you so much love and light. Bye. Hey pile 2, so if you guys picked this delicious looking kind of brown, kind of like a really strange purple color macaron, this is going to be your reading. I think it's like burnt caramel, because I remember that a lot from France, or maybe lavender, I don't know. But it looks really good. Let's get into your reading. I wanted to live pull this one since it's kind of a heavier subject. I love the live pullings. So why did this happen to pile 2? Why did this happen to pile 2? Why did this happen to pile 2? Spirit, can you tell me, why did this happen to pile 2? One card at a time. Why did this happen to pile 2? So I feel like you guys are feeling really defeated about something. There is a big loss that you guys went through. Obviously, people aren't doing this, this reading because they're like, everything's going awesome in my life. But I feel like you guys really have been, had your heart broken or something like that. Like, this has been really difficult for you guys to go through, whatever it is. Like, even more so than probably most people, So why did pile 2 have to go through this? Why did pile 2 have to go through this? So far we have the Chariot reversed, we have so I feel like there's something coming up with money. Like, maybe your guys' money situation was not correct, or you guys were dependent on someone for money or something, and you guys needed to learn to get into your power or something. Maybe that won't resonate for everyone, but I feel like there was, like, your finances were not on a firm foundation, and maybe that's the path that Spirit is taking you on. Maybe you guys didn't know what you wanted to do with your life purpose, or you just didn't have kind of like the energy of knowing where you wanted to head. Can you give me more guidance on what was going on for pile 2? So yeah, I feel like there might have been some kind of like oppressive figure in your life who kind of maybe kept you back from being in your like power or whatever. So there might have been someone who you were reliant on for money, or who promised you things that didn't happen. But I feel like there was some situation in which your finances were not aligned correctly with like abundance and stuff. So I feel like this situation needed to be corrected. This is kind of a weird thing to be coming through this reading, but that's what I'm getting. I do feel like there is some kind of karma headed for this person. I feel like maybe it just is like the luck of the draw that you ran into this person. You know what I mean? Like, there's just bad people out there in the world who will act badly, and that's just how it goes. I feel like you guys might have run into someone who was just like a very difficult, oppressive person. This might have been someone who kind of gaslit you or made you doubt yourself, or just always had to have things be their way. And I feel like part of this journey that you guys have been on is coming into your own power and learning how to use your voice. I feel like before, maybe you guys didn't feel capable of speaking up for yourself to the full extent. Like, you might have known, you know, like, I deserve better than this, or that a situation was messed up, but you didn't want to verbalize. It's like there was a problem when you actually had to go say it, you know? And I feel like I'm actually feeling my heart hurting so strongly. That is so strange. I mean, I feel a lot of these, like, that's what happens during these readings when you're channeling, is you'll feel like pains and stuff, but this is one of the most intense pains I've ever felt in a reading. Like, I'm feeling my heart like literally just throbbing. So I feel like, again, I kept talking about heartbreak. So maybe this was a relationship for some of you, or this is just something that caused you guys a lot of deep emotional pain. I'm feeling like you guys felt very misunderstood. Like, I feel like you guys, it's almost like I'm feeling like my words have been twisted and someone has, I don't know, I'm hearing like lied or deliberately lied. I keep hearing that. Or like someone went behind your back and told people, or it's almost like if you did the slightest thing, like say you were packing for a trip and you forgot to pack the toothpaste, you know what I mean? This person would be like, oh, there it is again, and tell that at stories like, so I go to brush my teeth and, oh yeah, no toothpaste. You know how Megan is. She forgot the toothpaste. I swear, I don't know what she would do if she didn't have her head attached to her body. You know what I mean? Where it's almost like you guys could never win. The slightest mistake would cause this panic inside because you were like, oh, I know how it's going to be misinterpreted, because you were with someone that treated you like really cruelly is what I'm getting. Like, I feel like there were people in your life who just misrepresented you to others. They might have even smeared your reputation. Like, it might have been a situation where you were friendly with someone and then suddenly, you know, you broke up with this person or something, and that person stopped responding to your calls like immediately. Or you'd meet someone out and they'd be like, oh yeah, they mentioned you, and kind of give you a look and you'd be like, it just doesn't seem like a compliment. You just had this sense like, are these people talking about me? And if you did, like, you guys were right. Because I do feel like there was someone that, this person I feel they really, it's like they like conflict. They enjoy conflict. I feel like you guys did a lot to kind of avoid this conflict. You guys might, I'm kind of getting like codependent narcissist dynamics, which I was just watching a video about it recently, and one of the guys I follow, I can't remember his name, but he changed the name of codependent to self-love deficiency disorder. So he says that in order to like heal that, you have to get into fully loving yourself. And I feel like I'm getting that kind of a vibe where there is one party who is very controlling or creates a dynamic. It's almost like they are creating a swirl of like a narrative that they're creating. It's almost like you were stuck in their vortex. Like, you would just be living your life, but they were creating this dynamic and these narratives that you weren't even aware of to other people, you know? And you thought like, okay, we're going on vacation to have fun. And they were like, oh no, I have 3 huge blowout arguments planned and they're going to be big and you're going to be crying by the end of it. You know what I mean? Like, this person I feel was very, this is a dysfunctional person. This is kind of a broken person. Oh my God. And we got justice. So as I was saying, you guys do have karma coming for this person in this situation. So don't worry about that. If you're like really upset, like how did this person get away with it? Know that in time you will see them have their karma. Or even if you don't see it, know that it's coming, because they'll get it whether you get to see it or not. But that is something that Spirit really wants you to know. So maybe this person did something really, really bad, and you need to know that, like, it will be paid off. So we just got the Page of Wands. Enthusiastic, optimistic, creative, and patient. News of exciting opportunities, allowing your creativity to soar. So basically, yeah, you guys needed to bring out this fire energy. You guys needed to bring out more of this. Like, I feel like now you guys are going to have this new lease on life. Like, you guys are going to really come into so much. Like, I'm excited for you guys. I'm seeing, like, it's almost like hot girl summer vibes or something. Even if you're a guy, like, this is like, ooh, like, I feel like Spirit is telling me you guys are going to have this new exciting period, because it's almost like you guys have been bogged down by this situation or this persons. I don't know. It's a general reading, so take what resonates. It could be, you know, people have nasty narcissistic family members, friends, romantic relationships. So for some of you, I definitely get romantic relationship vibes, but it could also be family or a boss or a friendship. I mean, narcissists come in every kind of dynamic. So we also got the 9 of Cups, wishes come true. That's an awesome card for you guys to get. And the 6 of Pentacles. And I love the message from this. The good you do comes back to you, an unexpected inflow of abundance, borrowing wisely or paying off a debt. I feel like you guys are going to have some kind of payback for everything you guys have been through, and that's something Spirit really wants you to know is you guys are having something new coming in, and you guys are there's like a karma strongly at play in this. Obviously, karma is at play in everything in our life, but in this situation in particular, it's like coming through really strong that this person has bad karma coming towards them and you have good karma. So that's a good thing for you. Sucks for this person. I mean, if I was doing a reading for them, I'd be like, ooh, buckle in. Okay. Good luck. You know, like, I wouldn't want to be the other person in this dynamic. I would much rather be you guys with the good karma heading your way. Then we got the Dreamer, which relates to the Fool. And so you guys have like this, like I just said, it's like a new beginning, hot girl summer, like fun vibes. Like, I feel like now with all this fire in your chart, I feel like you guys are going to have some kind of a new, not just like obviously every new opportunity is exciting, but I mean really exciting, like exciting stage in your life. Like, I'm seeing someone like salsa dancing or going out in New York City, or, you know, dancing on a table or something. Like, I feel like you guys are going to have that kind of energy in your life of like randomly meeting some cute person, like, you know, some cute guy or cute girl at the grocery store, and then next thing you know, they are, you know, inviting you to go hang out, and it's like there is something really fun, I feel like, that wants to come in. Like, it's almost like, again, with the karma, you guys have this beautiful new start that wants to come into your life, like a fun period. I feel like a lot of fun, fiery, exciting. You know, if you've ever gone out to party with a Sagittarius, this is like Sagittarius vibes, like, which is a fire sign, but it's like, I mean, any fire sign is fun to party with. Aries, Leo, Sag, but this is like, you know, that friend you have that like dances on the table and pulls you up on the tabletop and is like, let's go, let's have a blast, let's take shots. That's what I'm like seeing for you guys. Obviously, if you don't drink, that's totally cool. I'm trying not to drink as much lately. Not that I was drinking a lot, but just in general, I think like it's good to, you know, watch our alcohol consumption. But so no judgment, whatever you guys want to do it. But I feel like, you know, this is just like a fun, almost wild or exciting, like carefree type of time for you. So we got the Lovers. Wow, so much fire. Like, oh my God, this is crazy. We got the Ace of Wands. So yeah, you guys have so many new beginnings coming in. And we also got ego, which I can't remember which card this relates to, but I feel like this is this person. It was reversed, and I feel like this person just had a really strong ego. And this person, it's almost like they are like a predator, or they have a very predatory energy. And I feel like this person in general is just really not very nice to a lot of people. And it's almost like what you needed to learn from this situation was verbalizing yourself and coming into your own power. What I'm hearing is you guys have so much power, but it's almost like you doubt it, or you don't fully embrace it. Like you guys are more, I feel like almost soft spoken, or the type to be like, I don't want to impose. Like you guys wouldn't want to burst into a situation and make yourself the center of attention. You guys might be kind of codependent vibes, where I feel like you guys almost self-sacrifice in relationships, or sometimes you will think more about the other person than about what works for you. So instead of you advocating for yourself, you're very okay with like the other person taking the lead, the other person like catering to them. And I feel like Spirit wants you to think more about what you like, what makes you happy. Like I feel like for some of you, you might not even know what kind of romantic type you have. Like if I was to say, what's your physical type? You might be like, oh, well, I don't know, or I don't care about that. I care about personality, which is important, but it's like, I feel like Spirit wants you to be more empowered, or more picky, or more like, no, I want that. You know what I mean? Like I'm seeing someone like picking out pastries in a shop. And like, you know how if you go to like a really nice high-end pastry shop, if you've ever been to one, and it has like the most beautiful pastries lined up, and when the person comes over to ask you what you want, you wouldn't just be like, oh, well, anything, I guess. It's like, I don't care. I don't want to, I'm not picky. It's fine. I'll take whatever. As long as it's like, if it tastes okay, yeah. Like you would be like, you know, even the person behind the counter would be like, excuse me, like, can you just tell me what you want? Like, I'm not going to be offended. Just tell me what you want so I can give it to you. And they would look at you weird if you were like, I don't know. I'll take anything. I'll take the trash. Like they'd be like, just let me know what you want and I'll give it to you. So I feel like you guys need to be in that energy of being like, I want that one. That's the one I want. I want the, cake with the strawberries, and I want the chocolate drizzle on top, or I want the eclair, whatever it is you guys want. You can have it. And I feel like sometimes you guys have held yourself back from that and accepted less than you deserve in romantic relationships or other relationships. This might have been a dynamic you learned during childhood. A lot of us have parents that, maybe a little narcissistic, or maybe we felt like we had to cater to our parents. Like instead of our parents being the ones who cater to us and we're like, hey, what do you want to eat? It was us kind of running around after our parents trying to make them happy, And a lot of us can carry those wounds into adulthood, and unlearning that is so important. So I don't know if that's the case for you. Again, it's a general reading, so take what resonates. But I just feel like for this pile, there's a pattern of prioritizing other people's desires instead of really looking at what makes you happy, what you want. And I feel like Spirit put this extreme lesson in your path so that you would stop repeating this. I always joke, and this is a joke I got from Joel Osteen, who I love, and his sense of humor, it always cracks me up. I'm like the only person that just literally ends up laughing at his jokes. Everyone else is like, yeah. I'm like, I literally remember his jokes and they make me laugh so much. And he always jokes that it's like, the good thing about God's lessons is if you don't master it the first time, you get to take the test again, which is so true in my life. Like there are so many times when I'm like, why does this pattern keep repeating in my life? And then I realize God tried to teach me this like 3 months ago, and my dumb self just repeated the same old thing and was like, oh, no, well, I get what you're saying, but I'm just going to keep doing the same thing. And so I feel like maybe you guys have known that maybe this isn't the healthiest dynamic, and God needed something extreme to make you fully realize that like, this has got to end. You guys deserve more. You deserve to be a fully part of your relationships and fully to be able to vocalize and verbalize what you want. If the other person, it's funny because I feel like you guys cater to the other person in your relationships. And I feel like if the other person told you like, I really like breakfast in bed on Sundays, you would be the first person waking up at like 6 a.m., freshly squeezing orange juice, making pancakes from scratch and whipping up eggs, and everything would be perfect, and you guys would bring it up on like a table like, here you go. You guys are so sweet and loving in your relationships, but you wouldn't even expect the same thing one day of the year, like on Mother's Day or on Valentine's Day or whatever. If you were like, hey, would you mind could I get breakfast in bed? You wouldn't even expect the person to even bring you like, a microwave burrito, like, and toss it to you in your bed. Even if that happened, you'd be like, oh my God, thank you so much. It's like, you guys it's so funny because you guys do so much for others, but you accept these scraps in your relationships and you tolerate this behavior that you deserve so much more than this. And you can have so much more than this. Like, we can all manifest whatever we want in our relationships. And I feel like Spirit is telling me that you deserve more and they want you to settle for more. I feel like what Spirit wants you to do is start thinking about truly what you're attracted to, what would make you happy in a relationship, what your deal breakers are, what they aren't, what you like, what you don't like, and really lean into that. Like, learn to know yourself. Because I feel like you guys end up people pleasing so much that you almost don't even take the time to be like, do I even really like this person? Or am I just enacting this pattern that I picked up in my childhood and never really got, rid of it, never really worked through the trauma? And it's funny because I feel like if you guys took the time to work through the trauma, what I'm hearing is you guys bring so much to the table. I actually think you guys are like a lot of fun. The energy I'm picking up on is you guys are all really sweet, kind of fun, good friend. Like, I feel like for so many people, you would be a dream partner. That there are people out there like trying to manifest someone like you, being like, oh, I would, like, you guys are like the one that does it all. Like those phrases you'll hear like, get you a man who does this, or get you a girl who can do X and Y. And you guys are like that meme of the person that really has every base covered. And so many people would be like head over heels thrilled to date you, and you guys keep settling for these scraps, and you guys can get everything you want. You can get the whole pastry, back to that metaphor in the pastry shop. Like, you guys can have that beautiful deluxe eclair with extra chocolate on top. You don't need to settle for like, oh yeah, there's some old bread dough that we threw out yesterday, but it's rotting and you can have it if you want. You can have that top of the line beautiful dessert that you have been craving. And so it's like I feel like for step one, you guys have to figure out what that is and start laying that down, because I feel like Spirit wants to give you these blessings, wants to give you these things, but you just need to kind of figure out what they are. Can we get a message for why this happened for pile one? Why did this happen for pile one? Okay, so what I was saying, you guys have so many people that would love to date you, and you guys have so many opportunities for a new relationship and someone that really will treat you so well. I feel the need to use this one. Oh, broken heart, not a surprise. Okay, so yeah, you guys, I feel like for many of you, this was a romantic relationship, but it could have been a family, but or a boss or a friend, but it has caused you a lot of pain. So we also got Angel of Strength, Door to Spirit reversed, and Community. I feel like with Community, you guys are going to have, again, I keep getting like a hot girl summer vibe, or like you guys are going to be, I feel like you guys are going to be swept up in like a community or a group or some like really fun situation. I'm seeing someone like pulling someone on top of a bar, like, and like being like, get up here and dance with us and like take this shot. And it's like, I feel like you guys are going to be brought into like a really fun group. I feel like Spirit wants to make up for some of the pain and heartbreak you guys have been through. And it's almost like you might fall in with some people who really are like so fun and empowered, because they want you to be more in that energy. You might be like, oh my God, why do these people want to hang out with me? Or like, what is going on? Or why did these people suddenly invite me out to the bar? Or how did I make this friend when I was randomly going out to do this? And now I'm friends with these people. It's like, I feel like Spirit is going to bring in new friendships, new dynamics, and new fun situations for you, because they want you to feel more empowered. They want you to be in that fiery, fun energy, because fire signs have a lot of issues, but they are super fun, and that is one thing they are fantastic at, is just having fun, having a blast. I also feel like Spirit is trying to tell you that you guys have been kind of blocking off your connection to Spirit in a way. I feel like you guys sometimes, it's like, you know, you should change this about yourself, but you don't want to, because I feel like a lot of this honestly does go back to childhood dynamics. It would be like therapy, which if you can't afford therapy, there are so many great therapists online that deal with narcissism or codependency, which is, I think, what you guys have, codependency. So I know that sounds like a weird word, codependency, but Google it and watch some of the videos, because I feel like it really describes this situation. You could also Google self-love deficit disorder, which is what this guy calls it, and I think it's a really good description of it. I feel like you guys just need to start doing some of the work and unearthing this. And in a way, I feel like you could also meditate, but I feel like Spirit is saying that there's a lot of things or pain that it's almost like you guys don't want to go into it. You guys don't want to dive down deep and kind of unearth and like dust it off and examine this pain. And I totally get it. I 100% get it. But for me, I've learned that I have to go through and unearth the pain, deal with it, take it out, examine it, hold it out in the light, and then I can fix it. And then it's fixed. It's kind of like if you've ever had an issue with your car that you haven't wanted to deal with. Like, you're just like, okay, my check engine light is on. I'm just going to keep driving. I'm just going to hope for the best, you know? And sooner or later, you're going to have that breakdown. And I used to be that way. And then I got into the routine where, you know, my mom was like, you have to get your oil changed every however many miles. What is it? 1,500? I think. But you have to get your oil changed, you know, that often. And you have to do, you know, if the check engine light comes on, you have to fix it. You can't, you know, keep being like, oh, I'll deal with it later, because I'm ADHD. And so I really hate having to even take my car to the mechanic. I get so bored. And so now that's what I do. As soon as like an issue happens with the car, I bring it in. I don't like to do it. I don't like going to the auto body shop or going to the mechanic, but you know, that takes care of it really early on. And then a lot of times they'll be like, oh, your check engine light came on. Oh, it's just because of this. It's not a big deal. Like, oh, it was just a little thing that we had to switch this tap. And you're like, oh, that's it? And it's like, it's no charge. It's just the tiniest thing that you had to switch. Or sometimes it is a big deal, but if you can fix it early, it prevents your engine from actually breaking down. So it's difficult as it is to deal with that, and as annoying as it is, it's so much better than actually having to deal with like a huge, massive crisis. So I feel like you guys should just, you know, do some of the work of delving into your past, understanding why you guys have this pattern of tolerating less in relationships. And honestly, you can fix it and you can be moving on to a better life stage, and it won't be something that will like mess up any more relationships. So I feel like that's something that Spirit wants you to do. Maybe try meditating or going to therapy, or kind of just trying to work on unearthing some of those childhood dynamics, or whenever this dynamic started of you guys accepting less in relationships. And I feel like you guys could fix this and really move into this beautiful, passionate, fun energy, which is, I think, what spark is. This is kind of the energy that I was talking about. Like, I feel like this is what Spirit is trying to do, is bring your spark back. Like, it's like, you know, the movie Stella Got Her Groove Back? Like, that's kind of like the vibe. They want your groove back. You know that scene too when Stella, I don't know, I think she takes his belongings out to his car or something, and then she puts like lighter fluid on it, and then she lights it on fire, and then there's this iconic shot of her walking away, and the car is like lit up burning. Like, I feel like that's you guys. You guys are leaving behind a lot of this baggage, and you are coming into like your, you know, dating, fun, exciting period in your life. So yeah, I feel like Spirit wants you to have more fun, bring that spark, get your groove back, and all of that. So we also got Field of Dreams, which I think is kind of more on that same energy, like you guys figuring out what you want, you guys going after it and moving forward. And we just got Movement, and we also got Commitment. So I do think, in a way, I feel like you guys aren't ready for it right now, because I think you guys have some unearthing to do of why you are acting this way, or why you have tolerated less than you deserve. And I feel like if you could get to, this is so so weird. Another, that relates to like, yeah, karma again, balancing act. So that's really funny. This person has some bad karma coming in and you have some great karma. So that's good for you. But yeah, so I feel like you guys, if you can work through these issues, you have another beautiful relationship that wants to come in, like more of a committed relationship. I feel like there's going to be some short-term fun energy happening. And then when you kind of least expect it, there'll be like a relationship ready to come through. But I'm hearing to get to that relationship long-term commitment point, you guys are going to have to be willing to dive down deep, do the work, unearth some of this past pain, work through it, and then you can move to that point of really, you know, seeing that kind of flower into abundance. Can we figure out why pile 1 had to go through this? Why did pile 1 go through this? So we got community, embracing, patience, gateway, freedom, and thriving. So there's so many positive cards here. Again, with community, I just really feel like y'all are gonna make some really close friends or have some like really fun vibes coming into your life, like maybe going out and partying a little, or maybe just finding a friend group. Like I really feel like that is coming through so strongly. That's kind of an unusual message to get during one of these readings, but I'm really seeing that like the friends are coming in, like an empowering circle of people that really, I feel like will teach you to have fun. And also I feel like to teach you that like you can be choosy, you can, you know, like what you like. You don't have to be kind of this, I'll just take whatever doormat type energy. You deserve to be empowered. And I feel like that's a lot of these cards are about that, with thriving, freedom, embracing. Like they want you to really be in your power. I feel like sometimes maybe you have these associations with, you know, someone who is bratty or entitled, and you don't want to seem that way, and you don't want to seem like that person that is like, excuse me, do you know who I am? Put me to the front of the line. You know what I mean? Like, which obviously that is a bad way to be, but what I'm getting from Spirit is you wouldn't need to be that way. Like that's not your character. You don't need to worry about seeming too grabby or too much, or like you're too demanding. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have the things that you want in your life. And Spirit wants you to come in feeling empowered and being like, you know, I would like that, and I do deserve that, you know? Like again, with the metaphor in the pastry shop, I feel like you guys just keep being that person who's like, I'll just take whatever, I don't care, because you so don't want to seem demanding, but there's nothing demanding about liking what you like and asking for it. So I feel like that's a big step 1 for you guys, is just figuring out, even, I feel like you guys would be the type that says like, I don't have a type, or personality matters more to me. I would be curious in hearing from you guys, like a physical type you have. Like, I like people with dark hair, or I like people with this color eyes, hazel eyes, or I like people with really pale skin, or I like people who are tall or short or whatever. But I feel like you guys it would be helpful for you to just start going over in your life what you like, and with like no judgment, whatever it is you guys want, it's okay. But you just have to know what you want. You know what I mean? Just like there's nothing wrong if you go into the ice cream shop and you're like, yeah, I want the mint chip. The person behind the counter isn't gonna be like, oh my God, oh, so demanding. Oh, you're so judgmental. Oh my God, what is wrong with strawberries? How dare you not like strawberries? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's what you guys think is gonna happen. You guys are just so like, oh, it's whatever, I'll take whatever. And it's like, it's okay to have a type or a preference or whatever. And I think that if you guys were to come into that more empowered energy, you would end up being a lot happier, and your journey to this committed relationship would happen a lot faster. Can we get some last final cards for pile 1 about why they had to go through this? Weeping Willow, family sorrow. So some of you, this might have been a family dynamic that you learned in childhood. Okay, we got ear, good news, and July, which is this month. Angel, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. Ring, a marriage will take place, either romantic or business. For some of you, this might have been a marriage or a committed relationship and man. So again, with the Emperor, I was getting like a masculine energy for some of you, but this could have also been, if you are a man asking about or thinking of a woman in this relationship, it could be a woman who was in this very dysfunctional kind of selfish energy. But I feel like that's what you guys are moving on from. Any more cards? Any final cards? And Angel, I do think you guys have a lot of angels around you guiding you. I just think they do want to talk to you a little bit more. So again, maybe finding time to meditate or watching these videos even is a form of connecting with them, but just kind of like really trying to listen and hear what they have to tell you. What I'm hearing from them is they love you so much and they want to make you happy. They want to see you happy. And it's like you guys have been accepting less than you deserve. And you really, because again, you guys give so much in relationships, you really deserve like the whole 9 yards. You deserve someone who's truly going to give you back that same energy. That is not being demanding. That is, you know, standing up for yourself in a positive way and expecting like the bare minimum is, you know, it's not like you are expecting to be waited on hand and foot. Again, you are so giving in relationships that you deserve to have that echoed back to you, you know? And I feel like that's what we get from Target. Like, I feel like you guys always focus on like the other person, you know what I mean? And it's really time for you to start thinking about what you want, what makes you happy, what you enjoy, what you like. And I feel like that would be a really positive thing for you and would help you move forward and manifest this other relationship faster. But again, I think you're going to be enjoying this fun period where you're kind of dating around, where you're kind of having a lot of exciting things coming in. And I'm really excited for that with you. I feel like you guys are going to learn a lot and just be in more empowered energy. You guys maybe should try saying mantras like, I am a queen, or I am a king, or I deserve the best, or I deserve to be happy, or I deserve to be, you know, I deserve to have a good relationship, or I deserve to be loved, or something where you guys are manifesting that you are willing to demand things from a relationship. Because right now I feel like, because you guys will only take the scraps, the universe is like, okay, here's the scrap. Like, if that's all you'll take and you're okay with just the little bare leftovers, then you'll get the leftovers. And it's time for you guys to come in and get that scoop of ice cream that you really want, not like the melted puddle out on the sidewalk that you guys have been trying to like turn into a sundae. So I really hope that helped you guys. Please let me know if it resonated in the comments. I love hearing your stories. So I would really love to hear if you guys resonated with this, if it rang true for you. And so also make sure to like and subscribe. I post every few days. So if you want to see more videos, make sure you're subbed and notifications are on so you'll get notified as soon as I post. I am sending you guys so much love and light. Have an amazing day, guys. Take care. Bye. Hey Pile 3, so if you guys picked this magenta macaron, this is your reading. To me, it kind of looks like it might be dragon fruit because it's such a vivid magenta, or maybe raspberry, but it looks super good either way. Definitely a great choice for a reading. So let's get into it. I actually decided to live shuffle because that's kind of my favorite way of reading, and since it's such a heavy topic, I figured we'd just do one of those kind of long readings. I am on vacation, so I have a different setup. So hopefully you guys like kind of the layout and the design, but let's get into what the cards have to say about Pile 3. Why did Pile 3 have to go through this? Why did Pile 3 have to go through this? Okay, so we got the 5 of Swords. Why did Pile 3 have to go through this? So we got the 5 of Cups, we got the King of Cups reversed, we got the 6 of Cups reversed, we got the 9 of Pentacles, and we got the 7 of Wands. I feel like there might have been some dishonesty or conflict around you, or people kind of like coming against you for some reason. We got the 8 of Wands. So I feel like, yeah, there was some kind of like chaos or fighting that you had to go through. We got the Fool reversed. Wow, these are really interesting. So I feel like maybe for some of you, this was kind of about like growing up or like hard lessons, kind of like maybe you guys were a little naive or trusting. Like maybe it was like almost like you were too sweet, too nice, and you needed to kind of realize, like, I feel like maybe there was an energy of people taking advantage of you or causing conflict. It might have been jealousy or envy. There might have been like a need to take stock of the people in your life and kind of weed out like some of the deceiving people, because there can be so many people that you might think they are nice and they might look normal, but they are really nasty on the inside. Let me get more clarifying cards. Why did pile 3 have to go through this? Another deception line card. Okay, so this is correct. So we got the 7 of Swords. So there was someone very deceptive about you, is what I'm getting towards you. Like, I feel like someone was lying or lying on your name, or you might not even be aware of this, but there was some super deceptive energy around you guys. I actually do feel like I'm getting that you guys attract a lot of jealousy, because I'm getting that you guys have a very bright personality. I think King of Cups relates to like ENFPs, which are kind of bubbly, bright, like nice people, kind of creative. And I feel like that is like, even if you're not an ENFP, which you definitely don't have to be, but like that's the energy I'm getting, is you guys are kind of like sweet, trusting, nice people. You kind of look for the best in others. And sometimes that beautiful light, when someone shines a really bright light, it's funny because you'll see a lot of people get really jealous and nasty towards them. And it makes no sense, because it's like, wait a minute, this person's being really nice to you. They have a great energy. They have a great vibe. Shouldn't you be super pleased to see them, pleased to be around that? But no, especially when someone is in a very low vibrational energy state themselves, that actually feels very uncomfortable for them to be around someone who's vibrating at a high rate, because it's such a disconnect. It's, you know, it's also kind of like if you were totally broke and had no money and you had to watch someone in a mansion, you probably wouldn't be thrilled for them. You'd be annoyed, you know? So I'm sorry that like that's part of being a bright light in this world, is that you have the low vibrational little goblin people who come against you. But, you know, as much as it sucks, take it as a compliment. I feel like there were lessons you guys needed to learn. Maybe you guys weren't choosy enough about who you allowed into your life. Maybe you guys were too open of like giving people the benefit of the doubt, or being like, you know, I know she said this, and I know people kind of said she was a little untrustworthy, but I think, you know, she didn't mean it when she said that. And you guys, it's like you guys wanted to see the best in people, which is a beautiful trait, but it can be misused by people who have bad intentions. So I'm gonna get some more cards and see if that is what Spirit is alluding to. Can we get some cards for pile 3? Why did they have to go through that? Why did they have to go through that? Why did pile 3 have to go through this? So we got the Knight of Wands. So we got a lot of fire energy here. So yeah, can we get some? We also got the 6 of Wands. So I feel like you guys, there's some aspect of people, again, being jealous of you, or people seeing this bright light you guys have and really resenting you for it. It's almost like, I feel like I'm hearing that song that's like, I just win no matter what. And I feel like that's how a lot of people perceive you. Maybe they see you and they just think that you have your money figured out. You like, maybe you are very attractive and they see that and they resent that. But I feel like there's a lot of stuff that you guys have going on that people almost like project on you, that you don't have problems, or they see that you come around with a smile, that you guys are in a good mood, and they kind of just assume like, oh, really? Oh, well, they think they're all that, or their life must be so perfect. You know what I mean? So there's this jealousy kind of energy surrounding you that a lot of people have brought to you. There's like this anger about everything that you have going on. We just got the 6 of Swords, and we got the 8 of Cups, and we also got the Page of Cups reversed. So I also feel like there's an energy where you guys might have almost tamped down on your intuition, or kind of like not wanted to acknowledge certain things about certain people. Like, I bet if you could retrace your steps and look back to the past, it's almost like you knew from the jump. I'm actually hearing that you guys are very psychic, but it's like you guys kind of blocked your psychic abilities a little bit. And I actually had to film this card pull, and then I had to refilm because I had messed something up, didn't have my microphone on, and I just decided to re-pull. And I remember the first card we got for my initial pull was High Priestess reversed, which relates a lot to this, and that's coming to my mind very vividly. So I feel like there are a lot of you that it's almost like, again, you guys are optimists and you have this beautiful, shining, bright energy, but in a way you have blocked some of your intuition because you want to see the best in people. You want it to work out. You want to have a happy ending. You want to see, the positivity in the world. And even though that's a really beautiful thing, it can allow negative and nasty people to misuse that, to take advantage of you. And the thing is that you guys actually I think are very psychic, and you kind of can read people better than you like acknowledge, I guess. It's almost like because you guys just don't want to go there. You want to keep things so positive, and you guys are very trustworthy. You guys are very sweet people, so you just kind of assume and hope for the best that everyone else is that way too. And I feel like there's an energy of you guys needing to grow up a little. Like, I feel like some of this was just spirit trying to like toughen you up a little bit and make you realize that like you've got to be a little more careful. And something that's coming through really strongly, and we just got the 10 of Cups, and we also have the 9 of Pentacles. You guys are heading for a lot of success and abundance. And that's really coming through very strong for me. So I feel like part of this is preparing you for that period. I feel like when you guys come into your blessings and when you guys come into your money, you guys are going to be, it's going to be almost like more vulnerable. You know what I mean? Because in a way, it's like if you lose some money now, like if you lose even, your life savings now, they're going to be like X amount. Not saying y'all are like broke or anything, but it's not going to be anything compared to what you could lose in the future. Like, I feel like in the future, it's going to be whatever you guys have times like 20, times like 100 or whatever. It's going to be a lot more. And so the potential you have for damage then is going to be much greater than it is now. And it's almost like spirit wants you to master these lessons now and to kind of wake up and realize about people's bad intentions. Because in the future, there's much more of a potential for loss. And so it's like you guys, when you come into this abundant period, when you come into receiving your blessings, and we also got the World. So we have all these cards that are talking about you guys having this big success. And when that comes, it's like you guys need to have your intuition on point. It's like, think about Britney Spears and all the horrible things that have happened to her. Sometimes we have this idea that success means everything is figured out, when in reality, that's not the truth. There are so many stories of celebrities or wealthy people that have like one shady person in their life that ends up funneling out all the money, or taking their money and hiding it, or being like, let me take this money and pay off the bill to the wine company or something, and keeping the money for themselves. And the rich person or the wealthy celebrity never even realizes it because they're so trusting and they're kind of in their own like creative world. And they're like, oh yeah, no, I can trust that person, no problem. And meanwhile, this person is able to just run amok in their life. So I feel like it's actually a blessing in disguise that you guys have had these difficult lessons now, because I think that for some reason, a lot of these hard lessons are tied into the future abundance. They're taking place on purpose so that you will have the lessons mastered by the time the real money and the real success comes into your life. There's also possible soulmate energy coming in with the 2 of Cups. So I feel like in general, like like, if people are jealous of your life now, they just need to like buckle in and get ready, because y'all are gonna have something really great coming in. And the person that I'm already getting is feeling jealous is really gonna probably have a hard time. They're probably gonna be like staring at your Instagram, rage scrolling down your Facebook, you know what I mean? Like, this person is gonna be really mad in the future if they're already mad now, because you guys have so much more money that is heading your way. And so it's like, this stuff needed to be cleared, and it needed to be, you needed to wake up a little bit. Like, you guys are, again, I get this beautiful, sweet, trusting energy that's very like ENFP, or very kind of creative and nice, and, you know, think outside the box and welcoming to others and kind of bubbly. And that is beautiful. And there's nothing about that you should change. So I'm not trying to make you feel bad, like, well, you really are a loser because you're like, that's not what I'm trying to say. But I just think we can introduce a little bit of an element of knowing that that's not where everyone else comes from. And even though you guys have this beautiful, light, sweet, loving energy that you exude, some people are just coming from a darker place. Some people have, you know, deep spiritual wounds, traumas that they never address. Some people are coming from a place of envy and jealousy, and we do have to be aware of that, because those people can cause a lot of damage. So it's not to say that you change yourself or you become some hard, difficult person, because I actually am getting a message from Spirit that your soulmate that wants to come in is going to love this quality about you, is going to love the fact that you are so like sweet, and I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like, just, you guys are like a sweet, loving, just little sweetheart. I just want to like pinch your little cheeks, and just, you guys are kind of like cute in that way, like almost like childish or young acting. Like, there's this sweet, loving quality to you. And so Spirit is happy with that. And they're not like, hey, listen, you need to fix this, and this is a problem. But maybe don't direct it towards people that you know in your heart, your intuition is screaming at you like, watch this person, you know? And maybe there were like a couple incidences where you were like, who said that about me, or whatever, like, or I thought that you're the one who borrowed my sweater. Wait, you didn't tell me you were borrowing my sweater, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, weird situations that kind of just made you pause and think twice, like, what is this person doing? But then you would brush it off and kind of look over it. And it's like, you guys need to take that stuff seriously. And I feel like in the future you will. You're not going to be as just blanket forgiving of certain things that happen. Education. So yeah, this was all about learning for you guys. This was all about you guys coming into awareness, and we just got Wizard of Awareness. Can we get more cards for pile 3? Why did they have to go through this? Movement. So I feel like for you guys, it's kind of like rock bottom now is going to be a lot less bad than it would have been in the future. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot easier to tolerate losing $5 than losing $500 million, or a lot easier to tolerate losing $10 than $100,000. You know, it's a lot easier to tolerate, you know, your reputation being kind of ruined, and it was just a couple people who knew you and it wasn't really a big deal, versus your reputation being ruined when you're like a world famous celebrity and everyone knows you and everyone's staring at you. You know what I mean? Like, if your reputation gets kind of tarnished in like a small town, it's like, okay, this sucks, but I can move out of the town, I can move somewhere else or whatever, move schools. And I'm not saying that's easy, but it's going to be a lot harder when it is on a like huge scale. And so it's like, you guys needed to go through this now, because you have this forward momentum you're going through towards more abundance, towards more success. And that is also going to attract a lot more of the haters and the users and those types of people. I mean, everyone knows and talks about how Hollywood has so many like parasites. And so it's like, there's something about that wealth and fame and success that really does attract the lower vibrational type people, because they can't get it on their own, so they try to glom onto you. And so it's like, as difficult as it is to have these realizations about certain people now, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier to figure this out currently than it would be if they had truly been able to damage so much of the future success you have coming in. So I feel like we got intention, and a big part of this is you thinking, very clearly about people's intentions, thinking critically about it. Like, don't just go with like, well, if I was doing that, what would I be doing it from? Because your intentions are not everyone else's intentions. I feel like you guys have such good intentions, and it's almost like you guys are the definition of staying in your own lane. Like, I feel like you guys just focus on yourself, you focus on your abundance, you focus on your goals, you're trying to get stuff done, and you are perfectly happy like working on that, and you are not the type to be jealous, envious, or nasty towards someone else who has something more than you. Like, you're like, okay, good for them. Well, hopefully I'll get that. Or if I want it, maybe I can try to get it. But you're not like an envious type of energy. But you just have to realize that other people have other intentions. And that's something Spirit really wants you to be aware of and think very strongly about. Other people's intentions towards you is something you should be very focused on. So there is so much forward momentum in your life, and there is so much like positive movement forward. Oh my God, we just got hostilities. That's the first time that came through in these readings today. And so it's like, yeah, you guys might not even know that there are a lot of people, I think, who have a lot of envy towards you. You might not even be aware of it, It's kind of like, how in like school, there's always like some really like sweet girl who's kind of really nice to everyone, and she's kind of like popular, but kind of like but is really nice. I feel, but then you'll talk to people, be like, oh, I saw Rebecca, and there'll still be some people who are like, oh, I hate Rebecca. She's the worst. She's so full of herself. And you're like, but Rebecca's super nice, and she's president of like the volunteer organization, and she's literally the sweetest person. And there's always going to be someone hating on you and disliking you. And so I feel like you guys need to just kind of be okay with that. I do feel like Spirit just wants you to accept a lot of these kind of hard lessons about success, because we all have this idea that success makes your life perfect, but we can see from so many wealthy people or celebrities that it really doesn't. It comes with its own set of problems, and one of them is envy or people trying to kind of get to you. So there's a lot of forward momentum in your life. There's a lot of trajectory that you guys are on towards success that is coming through really strongly. Like, you guys really are on this path to success, towards achievement, towards abundance, and also towards having, if you guys want one, like a happy family and soulmate. Like, I'm seeing like a big house and like a nice family and like just like a happy life. You know what I mean? Overall happy life type of situation. Like, I feel like, again, as I said, if this person or people were envious of you in the past, they just need to like hold on and wait, and it's going to get a lot worse. So I feel like you guys are really headed towards having this like life that other people look at like, oh my God, that person has such a beautiful husband, a beautiful wife, beautiful kids, like that kind of vibe. So if you guys don't want kids or you don't want to get married, that's fine, but it would be one of those kind of ideal situations where like you have a really nice house, you have a really nice setup. Even if it's not traditional, like it's going to be, I don't know, like one of those comfortable lifestyle situations, you know what I mean? Where everyone is kind of like, damn, ooh, they have a lot going on, and I don't know. There's also this comfort and safety. I feel like for so many of you, even if you don't want to be in a relationship, like honestly, sorry, because I'm getting that this is like involving a relationship. So I was saying originally like, oh, if you don't want that, that's okay. But I'm really getting for most of you, this is involving a relationship. And it's the kind of relationship that other people will look at with a lot of envy. So again, and for those of you who want kids, that's coming in really strong. So again, I'm seeing like this beautiful like white picket fence house. And just one of those like perfect families. You know what I mean? Obviously every family has problems, and we know there's no such thing as the perfect family, but some families have a lot going on that, you know, you see their like Christmas photos and you're like, wow, okay, that family is really photogenic, and they have like the perfect matching outfits, and they just literally they have a perfect looking dog, and I know they're technically not perfect, but they look pretty darn perfect. And I feel like that is what you guys have coming towards you. So yeah, that is coming in really strong. And so I feel like at that time, you're gonna need to be a lot more careful than you are now. Because what I'm getting is you're gonna have to protect that unit. So whether it's a family, so whether that involves children or just you and your spouse, so husband, wife, whatever, you're going to need to protect that unit. Like there are going to be people that try to come in and try to interfere or mess with that or break up your marriage or, you know, I don't know, hopefully no one's messing with a child, but there are evil people who mess with children. But, you know, maybe they are trying to hate on you about one of your kids or something, or, you know, create like a narrative about that, like, oh, well, your child was misbehaving and you should send them off to military school or something. I don't know. But there are people that are going to come in and interfere. I also feel like you are going to have, some of you who want kids, you're going to have a special child, or you're going to have a very important child who also attracts a lot of jealousy and hostility. And y'all have to have this figured out by then, because you cannot be, you guys can't be, I don't want to say naive because I don't want to be harsh or judgmental, but it's like you guys are going to need to have this intuition on point, which you guys do have. You have this intuition waiting to come through, but I feel like sometimes you block it. You're kind of like, well, whatever, I'll just give the benefit of the doubt. And what I'm hearing is the stakes are going to be getting a lot higher. I'm hearing the stakes are about to get a lot higher. So when you have this other child in, you're going to have to protect them, right? That's the job of parents. And they are going to require a lot of protection because they are also, like you, someone that attracts a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy. They may be a very attractive child, or, you know, just one of those like golden children that, you know, kind of has everything, does everything right or something like that. I don't know. But you are going to need to be very protective of them and have your intuition on point. So I feel like the difficult lessons that you guys have learned, a lot of them have been about people and their intentions. And that is just going to be something that you're going to need to really keep a hold of that. Like, don't forget that and write it off as like, well, that was one bad person and oh well. No, that's going to be a theme that I think is going to keep coming up. And I feel like you guys are going to have the ability to deflect it. Like, you guys are going to be able to block it out. You guys are very strong, but you're going to just need to remember and hold firm to that, because these people are going to be almost like attracted to your family and going to be trying to kind of meddle in that and being jealous and envious of what you guys have going on. So it's important that you kind of get in touch with that high priestess, with that page of cups and, you know, king of cups side of you. You need to make sure that you are being psychic and keeping in touch with your intuition and listening to those little messages you get from spirit about someone's intentions. So what other messages can we get for pile 3? Why did they have to go through this? 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 So we got delight, reverse, simplicity, gateway. Why did they have to go through this? Oh, I hate when the cards won't come out. Like, they take so long. But yeah. Okay, so we got release. And we got fulfillment. So again, there were people in your life that you needed to release and let go of before you can come into this fulfillment period and before you can come into the money and the abundance that I think wants to come towards you. So, and we also got solitude. So again, there's just this need to question, because that's the second time we got that. Question the people in your life and really, you know, vet carefully. Like, it's like you guys need to make sure that you are really checking on everyone and making sure that they truly do have good intentions to you. Because even the best friends in your life can that you may, I have had people that I thought were my best friends that did betray me, or, just didn't value me the way they should have. And I had to clear those relationships out, relationships that I thought would last for life. And so that's part of the ascending process, is you really do need to look critically at, does this person really serve my best interest? Not in a like clinical, difficult, hard, narcissistic way of like, you better be serving me right now. But it's okay for you to remove the people from your life that don't have your best intentions at heart, because you really don't want any of that energy around you. It's much better to be alone than to have a toxic friend in your life, like a million times better. So I feel like Spirit is telling you that if you guys, maybe some of you are like, well, I'm not even at that point where I think this person is a toxic person. But maybe reassess some of the people in your life and look at that critically. If you have had multiple problems come up from like friendships, or, someone being like, oh my God, I heard from Jessica that you did XYZ. And you're like, what? Like, maybe it's a small thing like that, but I do feel like Spirit, there is some energy around you of needing to, or having had in the past. So it's a general reading, so some of you will be, this is your past energy, some of you will be present, but needing to question the people around you and needing to go through your relationships and kind of figure out which ones are serving me, which ones aren't, and starting to like sort the wheat from the chaff. So again, we got power and abundance, and I kind of knew abundance was going to come through, and I was just kind of waiting for it to come out, because I just see that coming in so strongly. I also feel like you guys might be in a powerful position. Like I am seeing like a businesswoman or something. Again, I just really feel like y'all are going to just kind of have it all. And there are going to be a lot of negative Nancys and jealous type of people who are really not happy with everything you guys have coming in. Oh my God. And we got crib, birth or conception of a child, or enterprise. So again, I'm telling you, like I keep getting like family for a lot of you. So I don't know. I mean, if you don't want kids, maybe get on birth control now. Just kidding. Actually, I don't take birth control because it's kind of, some of it has a lot of weird chemicals and stuff. So I would never encourage that. But of course, it's up to you and your body, whatever you feel comfortable with. But there is like a fertility aspect coming in strong. So I feel like for a lot of you, there's like this beautiful family situation that wants to come in. So I hope a lot of people in this group do want kids, because if not, again, just maybe be careful. I don't know. So we also got ant, work, achievements, success, inkpot, problems to be resolved, nest. Again, I'm getting like kids with that. See the eggs. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. Clouds, temporary problems. So yeah, you guys are coming into a lot of success. You guys are going to be really blessed and we got dolphin, financial gain, butterfly, a change for the better, and hat, you will be playing a different role. I just feel like you guys are going to be like, some of you are going to be famous. Some of you guys are going to be really wealthy, but either way, I feel like there's going to be a lot of people in your community, even if it's not like a large level of fame, but there's going to be a lot of people around you that kind of like are like, oh, look what that person has going on. For a lot of you, this is a beautiful family situation, soulmate, family, and there's going to be jealousy, and there's going to be people that really don't like that you have it all. Like, she's not supposed to have it that good. You know what I mean? Or he's not supposed to have it like that. People that are unhappy with their own lives. I mean, not everyone has to like do it this way, because it's just super low vibration to, resent someone for their success. And obviously one person's success doesn't mean another person has to fail, but a lot of people take it that way. And so, yeah, you guys just need to be prepared for that. And I think very critically about the people you allow in your life. It's kind of like a lot of successful people like Drake and others will say like stuff about like keeping their circle small. And that's for a reason. It's not just a random like, oh, I'm just gonna say this for no reason. You have to learn when you get success and abundance that like the nasties will come out of the woodwork, and they will be jealous, and they'll be trying to like get a piece of you. And so if you want to manifest more and more success, it's important to kind of keep those people out. So I feel like Spirit just wants you to know that even though these people might have caused you pain or betrayed you or backstabbed you, that this is a good thing. And when it happens in the future, your life is going to be a lot more secure, and this beautiful situation. Again, I don't want to say like children, but family, loved ones, whatever, that you guys are manifesting, you're really going to need to protect it, and you guys are going to be able to because of the difficult lessons you learn now. So if there's people in your life that kind of fell off, or relationships that meant a lot to you that now you're seeing like, wow, I just really can't believe we've been arguing so much lately, or I can't believe that this person did that, or whatever. Take those very seriously. Those relationships are meant to fall off. I feel like all of this is really anointed and being watched over by Spirit, and Spirit is deliberately removing a lot of these people from your life on purpose. So it's not an accident. It's not just a miscommunication or a random beef. This is supposed to happen, and it is a major part of your journey to this success. So this is part of the success journey, and you guys do have abundance majorly coming in very soon for you guys, as well as this relationship. I'm not sure the timeline for some of you. It might take years. It might happen sooner, but this is like the trajectory you guys are on long term, and just know that this is all supposed to happen. And again, don't second guess or doubt this stuff, or think like, well, I guess, you know, I misspoke, she misspoke, and she didn't really mean it. No, take it very seriously. All the people that have fallen out of your life recently, look at that very critically and think very strongly about it, because I do think they were removed from your life for a reason. And there's going to be more of these types coming in, because the success is coming in really strong for you. And I just want you guys to be in a place where when the success does come, you can fully enjoy it and fully protect it, and not be taken down by some of these little viper snake type people. So I really hope that helped you guys. Please let me know if it resonated in the comments. I really love hearing your stories and stuff. So please let me know if this resonated for you, and make sure to like and subscribe. I post videos every few days. So if you want to see more, make sure you're subbed, and also you have notifications on, so you'll get notified as soon as I post. Because sometimes, like now when I'm on vacation, my schedule gets super irregular. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Sending you so much love and light. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye. Hey pile 4, so if you guys picked this blue macaron, this is your reading. I feel like it might be blueberry or blue raspberry. If you guys have any other ideas of bright blue fruits, let me know. Maybe blackberries or something, I don't know, but it does look really good. So I'm on vacation today, and I decided I don't have my usual setup, so I made it a little pretty for you guys. So I hope you'll like this. Let me know if you do. And I'm gonna do a live poll, because it's my favorite way of reading, and this is a little bit of a heavier subject, so I wanted to do it that way. So let's see what Spirit has to say for pile 4. Why did pile 4 have to go through this? Why did pile 4 have to go through this? Okay, yeah. Why did pile 4 have to go through this? So far we have 10 of Pentacles reversed, the Star, the Hermit, and Judgment. And we just got the the 6 of Cups reversed. We got the World reversed. We got Temperance reversed. We got the 6 of Swords and the Sun. So I feel like there is like this aspect for you guys of being public figures, or in the public eye somehow, and maybe you guys needed to be prepared for that, or there might be people trying to hold you back from your destiny. There might be people who are kind of like trying to put doubts in your mind of like, oh, you could never do that, or you could never be that, or there might have been situations. Sometimes when we're being pushed towards a really strong destiny, I find that there is a history in someone's life of a lot of hardship. Something like, you know, someone who became a famous singer who had to leave home at 18 and didn't know what else to do. So they were like, okay, let me go to the singing audition, you know, and then they made it big, you know, and maybe if they had grown up in a really stable family that was like, oh no, we'll pay for college and you can live at home and, you know, you don't need to worry, that they never would have struggled in that way, and they never would have felt the need to go to an audition and to really struggle in that way. You know what I mean? So there is a history I see in people who achieve a lot. their life where they will go through a lot of hardship, and it's almost like the more they resist the calling, the more the hardship comes in. You know what I mean? Like the more they're like, no, I don't want to do that, I'm good, the more Spirit's like, oh really, okay, turn up the heat a little bit more, you know. So I don't know, maybe some of this hardship has come in because I do feel like you guys are on a path towards, I mean, first of all, financial abundance. We have the 10 of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Pentacles. But I do think this reversal is a temporary situation where it is going to be flipped. You might even be temporarily in not that much money or in poverty or financially really badly off, or it's financially difficult. Again, as a way to turn up the heat and to like make you guys go after this destiny path. Because again, that's something I see a lot is like someone, you know, it's kind of like you have to be in a really difficult situation to do something crazy, right? Like like a lot of people who have just a comfortable life, they don't want to give that up to go, you know, move to New York City and try to make it as like a singer or whatever, you know what I mean? A lot of times that only comes when we're in a situation that's uncomfortable, that's not tenable, that's not fun. And so it forces us to really step even further out of our comfort zone. Because when there is no comfort zone, it's really easy to step out of it. You know what I mean? When there is a comfort zone, it's a lot harder to take those risks. So I do feel like there's something for you guys where you guys, you guys are going to come into some kind of success. I do feel like for some of you, it could be in the public eye, some kind of fame or some kind of like public figure status. So maybe you guys are thinking of starting a YouTube channel or doing something in the public eye, going to an audition or having an Instagram. And you know, a lot of people who have Instagrams and stuff, they'll say like big Instagrams, they'll say like the people in my hometown made fun of me at first, or you know, people thought it was really lame or whatever. And so the thing is that you only do, like, you're gonna get pushback when you do something really brave that is kind of your life purpose, and that's part of it. But I feel like when you are already faced with a lot of trouble and difficulty, you don't really mind so much when someone's judgmental. You're like, okay, but I don't have any other choice, so judge away. Whereas before, when you had a really great life and everything was comfortable, that might have really, you know, hit you hard, and you might have been like, okay, I'm not doing this, I'm out. But when you have no other option, you have nothing to lose, you're not really going to care if someone wants to be judgmental or if someone has something nasty to say. It doesn't really bother you that much. So yeah, I feel like if you guys had some real hardship in your life, or if it's been a really trying period financially and stuff, a lot of that was like divinely anointed and maybe orchestrated by the angels. We have a lot of cards with angels. We have the Judgment card and we have Temperance. So I do feel like this might have been something that has happened and been orchestrated on purpose to get you on that destiny path and kind of force you along that path. So we got the 7 of Cups, and the reading on that is make a choice, stop procrastinating or overanalyzing, get clarity on what you desire, and move forward. Too many options, addictions. We also got renewal. And that is reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness, time to head in a new direction, clarity on your life, purpose, in your heart, you know what to do. And that actually relates to the Judgment card. So Judgment twice. And then we got the Page of Pentacles. And that one is scholarly, cheerful, dependable, mischievous, time to get to work, an excellent opportunity presents itself. So I do, happy news about your career, promotions, or scholarships, a new area of study. So I do feel like Spirit might be trying to push you on a direction to pursue some kind of life purpose type thing. Maybe you guys have been considering, you know, doing something that would be more creative or in the public eye, like acting or starting a TikTok or starting a YouTube or starting an Instagram. And I feel like Spirit is saying like, yes, that is something you guys should go to. If there is something that you have felt Spirit tugging at your heart about, it doesn't even necessarily have to be in the public eye. For some of you, it could be a certain career path or something like that. I think you should 100% go for it. I think Spirit is trying to push you along your path. And it's funny because We got judgment twice. And I do feel like Spirit is saying like, you know what this is, or you feel it in your heart. Or if you're like, no, I really don't. I remember a few years ago, I had a psychic reading with a really, really, really good, respected astrologer who's amazing. And anyway, he had told me on the reading, he was like, well, you know what's in your heart. And he was saying there was some destiny thing, but he was like, I was like, well, what is it? Like, what is my destiny? Because I really don't know. And he was like, kind of like giving a couple details, but he was like, only you know exactly what that is. Like, even with the astrology, and he's like the best of the best. He was like, I can't say for sure what exactly it is, because that is something they're saying that is like deep in your heart. And for a while I was like, oh, well, okay, like, couldn't you just tell me? I mean, you know, isn't that what I'm getting this reading for? And the thing is I didn't know what it was at the time. I was like, I really don't know. And he was like, you know. And I was like, no, I don't. I really don't. And I didn't, but it came to me over time. And it took a while for me to kind of figure out like, what was my heart tugging me towards. And I feel like for you guys, it might take time. For some of you, if you guys already know what that is, perfect. That's it. And you will know in your heart, like, it's that. But for others of you, it might be kind of like, oh, I think it's that. And you kind of find yourself unconsciously heading down this road. That's kind of what happened to me. Like, I didn't really know what I was doing, and I just started heading in a certain direction, and things just started kind of falling into place. And now I feel like I'm at a much happier place in my life. But for you guys, I just feel like there is something important you guys have to do. And some of this hardship is trying to like herd you down that path. Kind of like, you know, when you're herding a flock of sheep, and like the shepherd will take out the stick and start like hitting them, and then he'll get like his little sheepdog to come around and like bark at them and growl and kind of like fake bite, like "Ugh." And you know, as difficult and stressful as that may be for the sheep, it's because they're supposed to be headed in that direction. They might have been going on the wrong path, and so it's like it's time to recalibrate. And you know, a little bit of that stress is actually positive, because it's going to keep you going in the right direction. So I feel like, yeah, if those things have happened in your life, that's what you guys need to do. And we got the 3 of Pentacles, and this one says, I love the message, do what you love, recognition for the highest quality of work, especially creative endeavors, being paid well for your craft, working well with others, an excellent reputation. So I do feel like for many of you, I keep saying creative, and maybe again, for some of you, it might not be creative, but I do feel like for many of you, go with what's in your heart. But I do feel like for many of you, this is a creative endeavor, or, you know, the creative side is really related to our spiritual side as well. So whenever you're painting or doing something creative, it does tune into our spiritual side. And it is doing that same part of the brain that we use when I do like psychic work or whatever. And I think they did an MRI scan of like psychics and then other, creative people like violinists and stuff, and they did find the same part of the brain was activated. So it really is cool. I do creative work as well, and it is like the same part of my brain. So it's really funny how that works. So like when you are doing some creative task like painting or I don't know, like sculpture or something, you might be like, oh, well, this is just for me and it's just pretty and it's just like, you know, Taurus energy. It's not super spiritual, but it actually is. It actually is doing very important spiritual work and making the world a more beautiful place. So we also got the 3 of Wands, news worth celebrating, joyful announcements like engagements, wedding, pregnancy, or graduation. So you guys have I feel like if you guys were to go down this path, it would be a really beautiful thing. This would be a journey for you guys that really could help you guys. I'm seeing like someone getting a kingdom, or hearing like I'm getting the kingdom. Like I feel like if you guys were to go down this path, you wouldn't even realize the amount of abundance that it would bring in for you. Like this would be so wonderful for you. This would be a really celebratory period for you. I mean, the 3 of Cups is all about celebration. It's all about like, yes, we did it, you know? And so I feel like, and we also got the Page of Cups. So I really think a lot of you, this is going to be a creative task or a spiritual task. There's a lot of water coming through. And also for me, a lot of times the Seven of Cups relates to using your spiritual side, using your psychic ability. Maybe some of you considered starting a tarot channel on YouTube. Maybe you guys are considering doing some kind of psychic work. So water could be spirituality, it could be artistic, but I do feel like whatever you guys feel called to, and I think this is all going to be very specific to you guys. Like, this is a general reading, and just like that astrologer, even when he was doing my specific chart, he couldn't say for sure what was in my heart. Only I could know that. Only you guys can know the specific thing that you guys are being called towards. I can give you the gist of it, but you guys really have to know it's this. And I feel like even sometimes you might not know what exactly it is, but you know, and you can feel like, I'm going in the right direction. It's kind of like, you know, you use a compass and you don't necessarily know where you're headed, but you know you're going north and you know you're going in the right direction. You don't necessarily know what you're going to see, or maybe you don't even know your destination, but you know, like, okay, I'm supposed to be headed this way. And you guys will have that feeling of like, okay, I know I'm headed in the right path. I know I'm headed in the right direction. And that's something you should really, really, really lean into. Can we get more cards for pile 4, spiritual union? It's the Two of Cups. Why did pile 4 have to go through this? Why did pile 4 have to go through this? Why did pile 4 have to go through this? So we got love begins, balance, light, emotional withdrawal, sacral chakra, and we got 2 more that fell. We got sacrifice and we got temptation reversed. So I feel like for you guys, there is going to be stuff you have to give up in your life to go on this journey. Whenever you're on this kind of spiritual path for a mission, it is like a sacrifice you guys have to make. Like, it is like, you know, you're gonna have to do certain things that other people wouldn't want to do. You're gonna have to work hard. You're gonna have to face judgment from others a lot of times. Like, people are gonna be like, well, why did you give this up to do that? Or they're not necessarily gonna understand your path in the same way that people understand it when you are clocking into a 9-to-5 and it's very fitting in with society. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes when we take this unconventional path, there's a lot of judgment that gets directed towards us. And so I feel like for you guys, it is going to come with a little bit of difficulty, but this is serving a very high purpose that is like your life purpose. And so I do think Spirit is going to kind of keep like prodding you in the direction until you fully commit to that, and until you fully commit to, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to take whatever comes from it. Because a lot of times, even when you think like, okay, I'll commit to this path and so now everything's going to get easy, that's not how it works, and you'll still face a lot of difficulty. And it's almost like, I feel like Spirit will test you like, well, do you really want this? I mean, you wanted like the abundance, you wanted the reward, but are you willing to take it when it's really difficult? We got Door to Personal Healing and Happiness, which is probably my favorite card of all the cards. I just love it. It's so beautiful. And I do feel like this is a sign that this journey that you're on, or this thing that you've been feeling called to do, will be so beautiful for you and will be hugely fulfilling for you. You guys will end up getting a lot out of this. It may be difficult and you may have to sacrifice stuff in the meantime, but ultimately you guys will end up benefiting so much, and it will just be, you know, there's a different kind of happiness that comes when we serve our life purpose. You know, I studied philosophy in college, and you learn about, I think it's eudaimonia, which is like the fulfillment that comes from, and don't come at me if I'm getting that memory wrong, because I did take, I mean, college was a couple years ago, so, but I think that's the word for it, which is the fulfillment that comes from really doing something that fulfills us. So it's not just about momentary happiness of like, guys, I got a bottle of wine and we're gonna party. Like, yeah, that's fun. But actually and this is true in my experience, what feels better is like, I did that thing I was needing to do. I feel like I'm aligned with my path. I feel like I'm on an important journey. That means way more than any, temporary feeling of excitement you guys could get. And I feel like that's the path you guys are being set on. We also got door to spirit. So I think that's confirmed. Like, this is a spiritual journey for you. This is a spiritual path that I think spirit is very much involved in. And we got healer of the ages. I feel like they are saying that spirit is going to be right there with you, and they are very much looking towards you and watching you and making sure that everything is happening as it's supposed to. I do feel like if you guys want some of these difficulties to end, set out on this path earlier. I do look back at some of the troublesome stuff that happened to me, and I feel like if I had been aligned with my life purpose a little bit earlier, some of that stuff wouldn't have happened. Like, I would have had an easier time. I do feel like spirit had to crank up the heat and make things really difficult for me, because I was so resistant to, I didn't want to make any kind of YouTube or do anything like that. And so for me, I feel like spirit made a lot of my life just really fall apart until I could kind of commit to that. And so I do feel like with this financial constraints card, that might be something that you guys are looking at your life. Well, why is this happening? Or why don't I have this kind of money? Or why is it such a struggle? And it very well could be that you're kind of resisting. It's like the hero's journey. I keep getting that, which honestly, not everyone gets blessed with such an important life purpose. So as difficult as it is, you should also feel blessed that you guys have this kind of mythological, beautiful, high level life purpose, because this is really a beautiful spiritual mission, and you'll probably be highly rewarded afterwards. We got judgment card a bunch of times, which also relates to karma. So that could be spirit's way of telling you that you're going to reap a lot of karma from this life purpose. Blossoming abundance and contract. You guys might have made a soul contract to do this. And it might be something where spirit's like, okay, you said you would do it. It's time. You signed that contract out in the other realm. And so now, where are you? It's time to begin work. And you might be like, no, I like my life. I like just kind of chilling and playing video games and not doing that stuff. But it might be time for you to set out on this hero's journey. And for the hero's journey, there is always that period, part of the hero's journey, which is like a mythological concept of, I don't know, you guys will have to Google it. I can't explain all of it because it would take forever, and I'm already long-winded as it is. But anyway, the hero's journey, the part of it is the resistance to the call. So that's part of any hero who's going on this big endeavor, is that at first they're like, I don't want to leave home and go fight a dragon. What the hell? I'm comfortable here, but that is how you become a hero, and how you kind of go down in history is you gotta leave home and you gotta fight the dragon. So I do feel like you guys may be a little bit resistant, and that might be why your life is having difficult stuff happen, is because you're supposed to do something really important. And right now, spirit needs to make you a little uncomfortable so that you're forced to go out there in the world and really embark on it. We also got blossoming abundance. So I do feel like spirit is saying that you will be rewarded at the end if you can go towards this journey. You will be coming into a lot of success, a lot of power, and you guys will be bringing light to this world, which is so beautiful. So I feel like also you guys might have healing energy, and you might do some kind of healing work. Some of you might do art, which can be healing in itself, or you might work with people like a therapist, or with people who have, I don't know, mental or physical difficulties. Maybe you guys do some kind of work like that. But I feel like you guys, a lot of you are healers, or you do spiritual work, doing tarot readings or psychic readings can also be healing. So I feel like there's a lot of ways you guys could get into your healing energy, but you guys do have that capability. I think spirit just wants you to be open. They want you to hear the call, and they want you to move towards it. They don't want you to resist them anymore, and they want you to move forward. So I feel like spirit is just saying I know you can hear me. I know that you guys, are hearing this call, and you're kind of ignoring it. I do feel like you guys, a lot of you are very psychic. So if you guys have been feeling a call towards something, or if you guys have been having this niggling feeling in the back of your mind of oh, maybe I should move towards that direction. Maybe try meditating or taking time in quiet and hearing what spirit brings up and hearing what spirit brings forward. Again, I feel like for many of you, you're the only one who completely knows your path. Like, I don't feel like I could say a certain thing, and I just am getting for some of you in this pile, it will manifest differently than for others. Like, some of you maybe, again, heal through art. Maybe you heal through doing therapy. Maybe you heal through psychic abilities. But it's different for each of you, and it's up to each of you to really journey into the self and listen to that voice. So we also got education and wizard of awareness. So I feel like all these things that are happening to you are moving you towards that and helping you grow. You guys are going to become so much more like spiritually powerful. I'm seeing like an old wizard, like this guy, like Gandalf the Grey or something. Like, you guys are going to be these really ascended, spiritually powerful people by the end of this journey. Like, you guys are tasked with a very special, very important life mission, and you guys have incredibly potent healing abilities. I actually feel like most of you are very old souls that have incarnated on this planet many, many, many times. And maybe that's why some of you are resistant to this journey, because it's kind of like, you know, when you're young and your parents are like, do you want to, I remember I used to like harass my parents into going to random things like downtown all the time, and I'd be like, I want to go, please just take me, we'll just walk around. And I was happy to do literally anything, and now that I'm an adult, I'm like, oh no, I'm not leaving the house. Like, I'm happy in my PJs. So it's funny, I feel like when you're young, you're so much more like excited for stuff, and you're so much more willing to like get out there and try new stuff. And when you're older, you're like, oh no, I'm comfortable in my chair, I just want to chill. So some of you, I do feel like maybe you guys are old souls, and that's why you're kind of like, again, I got to do more healing work again this lifetime. But I do feel like you guys have such powerful healing abilities. You guys are such ancient, powerful souls that it's like your work is very necessary on this planet. And I really love this card for you guys, Into the Unknown. I do feel like there's an aspect of trust that spirit really wants you to open yourself up and just kind of trust spirit and just kind of trust the journey. And even if you're not really thrilled about going through it, you've just got to kind of trust spirit and really like lean into it and let it happen. Can we get cards for why pile 4 is going through this? Why is pile 4 going through this? Okay. So we got older man, as I was just saying, older. You guys have like an older energy is what I'm picking up on. That's funny. So we got Lion. You guys are super strong like a lion, and it's time to act. Like, I feel like spirit is saying like it's time. Like, you've been resting and spirit has been understanding of it, and spirit has been letting you kind of take your time, but right now it's time. You guys have been hearing the call, and you know, there's no more excuses. Kind of like spirit isn't going to let you put this off any longer. It's time to go. It's time to head off towards your destiny. So there's a lot of cards that indicate that, you know, this is going to be difficult. Like, I'm hearing out of the frying pan into the fire. So I feel like that's part of the hero's journey, is sometimes when you commit to the task, you're like, okay, so it's going to be easier now, right? Like, I agreed to it. No, like, it's going to be hard. You guys are going to have to go through some stuff, but you guys are going to be rewarded in the end. And I feel like once you get through that initial testing period, it does get easier. And then you come into a period of respite. But I don't know why it has to work that way. It's kind of like it gets worse before it gets better. Like, it's hard at first, then it gets worse, and then it kind of gets better. But I've seen that in so many life histories of people that really accomplish a lot, is like, once they commit to it, you'd think it would get easier, but it kind of gets harder, but then it eventually leads to this huge abundance. So I feel like you guys are kind of at the beginning of this, and I just want you to know to stay strong and know that abundance is at the end, because I do feel like you guys are going to have hardships kind of sometimes come up against you, but know that this is all divinely appointed. And you guys are old souls, and you guys are like that old, like, old master, like old karate master, or someone that people might look at and be like, oh, they might be easy to mess with because they're kind of old and tired, but they can still, kick anyone's behind. Like they are still so strong and they have so much wisdom. So I feel like even though people come against you in this, you're going to be able to handle it. You guys are not these naive young souls that are kind of like completely open and just like overly trusting. You guys are smart. You guys have been around the block, and again, the life journey and destiny that you guys are tasked with is so important, and you guys are going to be rewarded very strongly for it at the end. So even though you're going to face some temptation and it's going to be difficult, know that you guys are going to come through this, and the light that you share with the world is going to give you so much good karma, and you guys are going to be rewarded in this lifetime, and I feel like in others, because there is so much that you guys have to give. There's so much light that you have to share. So I just hope you guys will tune into your energy and really take time to meditate or to get in touch with what you guys are supposed to be doing. I feel like Spirit is saying that it is necessary for you to step in now. It is a difficult time on this earth. This is like a crucial period. So maybe it really is time for you guys to step up and put your light out there into the world. I do feel like for many of you, there is something you're supposed to be doing publicly or helping others on some kind of platform. Like you guys are supposed to be helping people, multiple people. Sometimes someone's life journey is like, they're supposed to be a really good mom or dad, and they're supposed to help one person, or they're supposed to be a really good sibling or daughter or son, or they're supposed to help one person in particular, but you guys are supposed to help many people. So again, I'm getting from many of you, this is a public thing. Like maybe you're supposed to share your art on a public platform. And again, if some of you are into artistic stuff, know that that can be so healing. I've used this example before, but I follow like this ASMR cake channel on YouTube. I think it's called Buna Bakes, but I'm not totally sure. And for me, I love watching that, and it gives me so much peace to watch her like smoothly ASMR, smooth on the icing. Like it's just so relaxing to me. And my point by bringing that up is you really never know what you're doing and the light it can bring to others and the joy it can bring to others. So if you're like, okay, but no one cares about my cartoons, or no one cares about my drawings or my cooking or whatever idea you guys have, know that you never know how that's going to affect people, and the light it can bring to others, is sometimes out of your hands. You just have to go on instinct, on destiny. You don't have to have it all figured out, but go on that instinct of like, I feel really called towards this, because I feel like there's something you guys have to share with the world that is so potent, so powerful, going to really raise the collective vibration of this planet and really going to make an impact. And that is so powerful and beautiful. And if you guys have that ability to shine, you should be sharing that light with the world. Like that is a parable in the Bible where you're not supposed to hide your light under a bushel. And if you have the ability to help others, you really have to. You're supposed to, especially for a spiritually evolved person like you who has all this spiritual power and who has been around the block a few times. Like y'all can't play ignorant. You can't be like, oh, I didn't know this. What? I didn't know what was going on. Because it's like, oh, excuse me, you've been around the block. We know you know what's up. And so I feel like Spirit is not letting you guys run away from this anymore. They want you to put your light out to the world and share it. So please, whatever that is, really think about that on your own and lean towards that. Because again, I feel like it's so powerful. Is there anything else you want me to share with pile 4? They just really want you to do it soon and do it now, and they really want you to share it. They're hearing that you don't even know how many people could be healed or helped from what you guys have to bring to this world. So please get on that, or if you don't know what you're being called to, start meditating and start thinking about it, because you guys have such a beautiful light and a very wise, powerful, ancient energy from this pile. I'm kind of intimidated reading this pile, like, oh, okay, let me make sure my vocab's on point today, because you guys are very wise, very ancient, very powerful. Some of you might be Pisces or signs from like the later half of the zodiac. Like those are kind of the older signs, is like once you get up to, Capricorn or kind of Sag, but Sag is a little immature, but I mean, sure, Sag, Scorpio, some of those are very old. And so I feel like even Libra sometimes, you guys would be like the latter half of the zodiac. Like you guys would be the older ancient energy. So that's kind of Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn. I mean, Sag is so chaotic, but Sag, Scorpio, yeah. And so if you guys, a little bit of Libra, so if you guys are those signs or have those placements, like you guys have all this ancient wisdom, and I really would love to see you share it with the world in whatever way. Again, don't feel like you have to be giving straight up spiritual wisdom, because your spiritual wisdom can come across in creative projects or all different kinds of means. So just go with your heart, follow your intuition, but please share this with the world. You guys have such a beautiful gift, and I want to see what that is, and I want to partake in it too, because you guys have a lot of wisdom. I need to pick some up from you. So please make sure you guys do that, meditate, and start moving in that direction. And I think a lot of your problems will maybe start to subside a little bit once you head in that direction. Although you are on the hero's journey, so a lot of stuff can happen on that path, but you'll be heading in the right direction. So I really hope that helps you guys. Please let me know if it resonated. I'm very curious about this pile. I want to know what you guys have going on, and maybe I will subscribe or follow your Instagram, because yeah, I feel like you guys have some wisdom I need to pick up on. So please do let me know what you guys thought of this reading, or if it resonated, and make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to turn on post notifications. I post every few days, so if you want to be notified first, make sure those notifications are on. And I will see you guys in the next reading. I am sending you so much love and light. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye.